This program is rated MA. It contains adult themes, coarse language, sexual references, and violence.
Is it Friday?
Elby.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Yo, sorry.
Happy
I'm back.
Friday.
Barely
We're
made it
back.
in time. Woo! Kind of made it almost not in time.
I wasn't paying attention to it.
Okay, Skyhawk, what's up, man? All right, so
Oh,
welcome
nameplates are off
Friday.
the
Open comms. Sorry, a little breath had to run. I should do that before I start the show.
You have to change the nameplates too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me start that.
Production value of this show just keeps going down.
I think it's great, man. What are you talking
Probably should have let Elby do it today.
about? Oh, he's got a
I was all
kick-ass
set.
computer, great fucking
It was
internet.
all set.
Jesus. Shots for sure, baby. Here's to you, Vlad.
Shots
Wait,
for Vlad.
let me pour one. Hold on. I got a special bottle.
You guys like getting all pre-prepared and stuff?
You saw my pirate rum.
Look what I
What
got.
shots do?
Ooh,
We should do
good
shots to
choice.
Hydra for winning the
Oh,
tournament.
nice.
This was a gift from my former platoon commander.
Very cool.
All right, Skyhawk, I'm gonna have to make you a nameplate.
I'm down to like a quarter left of my Macallan, and I'm babying it now.
It's because I just sniff it. I don't. I just enjoy
we'll
the
get
aroma.
that.
I'm not gonna drink the last few drinks.
What alliance are you with, Skyhawk?
The Rogue Consortium.
Sorcerer. All right, I'm gonna go to eFood for that. All right. So shots. You got one. You getting one ready, LB? Okay. So I figure we'll just throw a shot out for Hydra Reloaded. Won the Alliance tournament. I thought they've won it quite a bit. I guess I'm thinking Vidra more than Hydra.
Hydra's been like in
They've
the
won
last
it before, but I
few
think it was
times.
They've been competitive.
2012. Yeah, they've
always
been really
competitive,
good.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it was 2012 or 2011 the last time they actually won. So it's been a while since they took first.
Should we do two shots or just we'll start with one?
Oh, we can do
We'll
that
just start with one.
Fuck it.
Yeah, shots for Hydra. Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Ooh, that's hard to drink. My if my speech is all messed up, pardon. My mouth is numbed up still.
18-9 the fashion. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I had to
that's
go
what
to the
the
dentist to
one-
get a crown put on, so like half of my face, I don't know what's happening there. So hopefully I don't spill shit on myself. Anyway,
It happens.
so
Well,
what's
welcome everybody to Friday Open Night Open Comms. Right, Friday Night Open Comms. I'm already fucking high. God damn it.
All right, so
Starting it right.
got some light news. New.
Has anyone tried any of the new changes on Sissy?
No,
I don't use Sissy.
I don't
That
play
server
like
stuff.
in regular Eve, so you know I don't go on a fucking
Yeah,
Sissy.
I've gone on Sissy a couple times. I usually don't do it. The one time was last time I did it was NC Dot. We were testing the new volley mechanics from Dreadnoughts to see how much it would take to volley Titans off the field after the
The
apostle and
EHP
stuff.
changes. Yeah.
The
The
EHP
surgical
change-
strike one?
the EHP changes the Titans, but also the with the changes to the like what's the Minikawa, the Apostle, what are the fucking what are those
The
called?
faxes.
Fax, yeah, the
Faxes,
fax,
yeah.
the fax rep reduction. So we were doing testing on that. I'm like, yeah, I'll get it on that. So that's the last time I've gone on Sissy. That was a long time ago. I'm usually just one of those like, you know what, I'll do it when I do it. If it's a mechanic that I actually use in my gameplay.
Yep.
And I'll just
We'll do it live.
I'll do it live. I'm not gonna go on the practice server. So, props to the people that do, because You guys help CCP work out the bugs and kinks and stuff, but
Yeah, for sure. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
that's what I do.
I like to. I do
Fucking
some.
thing
Of,
sucks.
God,
if I can make it to a mass test, I try to do those because it's a way that you can get in on a fight with like your Titan and die, but not actually lose your shit.
And it feels like the mass tests, you're actually doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're actually helping. Whether you are or not, I don't know. But it feels like you are.
I
and
think
that's all that
using
matters.
the other testing out like new patches and stuff kind of helps if you come across a bug and report it. But in a way, it also helps if you're using it and you don't find a bug, because then that kind of tells CCP like, hey, working as intended, I guess. So
That's probably what would happen to me, right? I'd be on the test server and be like, "This thing's broken," and they're like, "No, that's the way it's supposed to work."
yeah, no, that's
That'll be-
that's
thank you for
exactly
your
what's
input.
supposed to happen. But I died. Yeah.
Hey,
Go back to
Shuriken.
cookie clicker.
It's fucking funny though. No, that's what it's supposed to do, dumbass. That's what I would get.
There was a crime. Did you see the crime?
The
NSH was murdered in the night.
right. So
Yeah,
that's something I
headshot.
didn't even learn about until Blazing Bunny was mentioning it today. So
Let's do a shot for NSH.
oh yeah, let's
And,
do a shot
CCP
for
Darwin telling us that by helping going on
Rest in
CC,
pepperonis.
it does help them out. That's fucking cool.
yeah. I mean, like basically, it's the test server. Anything you do, even if what you're doing is working exactly how they want it to, that's testing, because that basically shows that it is working how it's supposed to. And if you play it and something bugs out, then you, as long as you let them know. If you come across a bunch of bugs and don't say anything, then you're not really helping. But
So Darwin, did you happen to relay our message to your merchandising team? Fucking, I am super impressed. More and more impressed the more I look at it. They've done a great job of stepping up the game. I'd like you to tell them thank you, please.
Well, that was all CCP Darwin's doing, right? Like,
It's all
he's in charge
you?
of that.
Oh, you mentioned I thought maybe you logged off by the time I was pretty. It was late in the night, I think I said. But yes, for the merchandising team has done a great job. I love the new store look. All the stuff that's on there looks a lot better. Thank you. Tell them thank you for us, please.
okay, yeah, it was. Yeah. So shots to NSH. No Shalupin.
So what happened to him now?
They apparently all I've got. So I didn't know about what happened until today. Blazing Bunny was talking about it. Do you know more than I do, LB? Because all I know is what.
I sort of listened to a SoundCloud half-assed, so
Oh, you probably know more.
between you and I, we could probably put it back together.
Hell yeah.
So I guess what had happened was the former executor of NSH left and went to Snuff, I think it is.
Nur.
Snuffed
It's,
out?
oh yeah, Vlad's in
Yeah.
Sinners. So
Right. So he left to another Pirate Alliance, and it seemed to be an amicable split. But for some reason he kept executor roles. He handed over the keys to everything else, like the Discord, the Auth, like all the fucking wallets and everything. He handed over everything else except for executor roles for some reason. And the guy that he handed everything over to was like, okay, well, I don't want to push too hard because I don't want him to like fucking nuke the alliance. So we'll just we'll leave it at this and we'll discuss it later on. Well, later on comes along, and I guess he decides just on a whim to nuke the thing. So he disbands the whole alliance and shuts down the clone bays and all that stuff. So rip. No real reason given. No rhyme or reason. If you ask him, he's like, well, because it's boring. I'm bored, so I just fucking cause drama. Which sounds legit, but whatever.
Oh, it. Yeah, I mean that's actually been the reason many people have done a lot of stupid shit in this game. You know, so I guess that's legitimate. Not a legitimate reason, a legitimate excuse. I mean, that's probably true. You know what I mean?
it
It
is.
shouldn't have been done. It's
I mean,
bad.
it's
yeah.
shisty. I don't know a ton about NSH, so I don't know if. But I mean, it does seem like a snuffed out move. It also seems like a tissue. It seems like something snuffed or tissue would do. So
Yeah.
Fuck it. Strategy works in my real life. Why not Eve? That's funny.
But yeah, so Blazy was mentioning something about how he went out of his way to specifically try and target sinners and screw them over, especially. Wasn't able to get the details on.
So is he maybe
exactly
not
that
happy
was.
sinners joined the alliance in the beginning? Then maybe. Hey, Astrati. I wonder if that was always been an issue with him. You know,
I don't know.
got not forced into it, but like
Yeah.
pressured into letting them in. Maybe.
I don't know, because when Sinners had just moved over, I was initially attempting to join Sinners, and then chose otherwise. But it's from what I could tell, the few fleets I went on, it seemed like the rest of the people in NSH were perfectly fine with Sinners being there, and if anything, preferred it because Bob was running fleets, and Bob is pretty damn charismatic. There's not many people out there that don't like Bob. I know a handful, but that's about it. So
I don't like him.
you don't like him? I like
Brother
Bob.
I have no idea.
Oh.
I'd say I've ever dealt with him. I just wanted to be
then,
that
then
guy.
you also have Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a solid FC. He's pretty fun. He's a little less
I love
vocal
Big
than Bob,
Pittsburgh.
but he's just as chill. So I don't know. Both of them were pretty solid FCs. I liked all their fleets, so I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna get to the update on the mining changes, Ash, but well, there's the update on the mining changes. I think we hit on it a bit last week, but there's also been some unrest about it as well. And also, it's funny, Ash, because I was watching the Alliance
Oh,
tournament.
Ash knows all about it.
Yeah,
Ash
I know y'all knows all about it. I'm just
about
saying, like, during the Alliance tournament, I was, I don't want to say, well, I feel like people were kind of troll. They were just coming in and just being, like, putting up their, verbal picket signs and shit, doing the protest thing during the middle of the AT. And everyone else is just like, shut up, we're trying to watch the tournament. And here is Ash trying to be, like, very, logical and trying to, like, reason with them to show them the error of their ways and how their methods are not actually helping. And he was just being so patient. And I'm just like, damn,
You can't
Ash,
reason
you're
with the
not
mob.
going to convince them. They're like an irrational rabble. And they're just going to rabble until they can't rabble anymore. So,
But Ashtarothi is always very calm and everything. He's got that calming.
exactly. He's like
calming
speaking
demeanor to him,
calmly
yeah,
into the
for sure.
hurricane. That's exactly what he was doing. It was admirable, but I was like, you're not gonna make any headway that way, Ash.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was it was great.
So I don't know. Do you know if NSH is going to reform under a new alliance, or are they just
I'm
what are
not
they doing?
sure. I haven't heard much, but the it's it did sound like there's a contingency plan. I don't know if that was for Sinners specifically, or if that was for the Alliance, that they're gonna figure something out, or if Sinners are gonna go do their own thing. I have no clue. But other alliances have been deleted and not actually died. Goons was one, I think.
Yeah.
Requiem Eternal.
Yeah, they became Eternal Requiem, right? They just flipped
Yeah.
it around.
Well,
Exactly.
look at Black Legion. They did it 3 times.
Yeah.
Hey, Malcolm.
What happens to their alliance logo?
Dots, that's right.
Did that just disappear?
Which one?
Probably.
Their alliance logo. Does that die
Well, I
with
don't
the
know how that
alliance,
works.
or,
Yeah, I'm
or how does
sure
that
it
work?
Probably.
If the alliance has been deleted or been, however, deleted or whatever, is dead.
Disbanded, yeah.
I don't know how that works. If they could use that same logo, if they did NSH dot or something, they use the same logo or not. If that there's a CCP person on here that might know the answer to that. Darwin, do you?
Well, CCP Darwin is the one that's in charge of all the alliance logos, so we should just ask him what the deal
Darwin,
is there.
how's it go? So I'm almost done making this thing, and then I can be a little more involved.
This is called pre-production. I'm just so you know.
Well, Skyhawk came in. Skyhawk came in the last second, so I had to.
I'm
make
sorry.
One, but,
Your
no,
last 3
it's fine.
weeks. What are you talking about?
Well, I know I should have had one already for him. But almost there though. I'm getting it. But don't let me stop you guys.
Well, the question is, Darwin, if an alliance disbands, that logo, if they try to, let's say they disbands like NSH did without it, it wasn't like a planned thing. Somebody just was a dick and disbanded it. They wanted to create NSH dot. Could they use that same logo, or do they have to resubmit and do all that?
But if the alliance still exists, they can't really steal the logo out from underneath it, can they?
No, yeah, you're right. It would have to be completely disbanded. So it doesn't look like you did that.
Well,
Yeah,
it just
Darwin might
my
be
question
fine,
would
but-
be: would CCP allow them to reuse a logo that used to belong to a different alliance? Essentially,
I wonder if it's based on the person who submits it. Then
I think isn't the rule that once you submit it, it becomes CCP's property.
I believe
Sort of.
that's correct.
Yes.
No, so
But they put a filter on it, right?
they
So
put
it becomes
they put a grainy kind of thing on it, so then they can
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
that version of it, and the original is still the property of whoever submitted it, I think.
Oh, that's fair.
Right.
That's cool.
Because that's when you go to Eve Who, it looks like it's all kind of grainy and like not distorted, but like
Darker.
not darker. It's almost like they kind of cut some of the pixels of color out.
It's
So
supposed
that
to
like
look kind of
like
space
someone had
worn.
painted it on a spaceship, but they did not prep the surface
Yeah.
properly, and parts of
Yeah.
it peeled off.
Yeah, it looks kind of grainy and
Like if you look at the wrong
Partially destroyed.
logos on the stream, there you can see like it looks like there's paint chips coming out of it. Same with the Bastion one; it's got like wear marks on the logo, so it's not
That's
the
in
high
logo-
res
that's in
one
the
that they
logo,
had
too.
submitted.
No, that's
It's-
in the logo too.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
well then, never mind.
Yeah. I do know what you mean, though. I guess I always just thought that was my shitty computer. You wouldn't be wrong, Darwin. We know you know everything. You are the expert we turn to.
all right, I'm almost there.
Okay, here's
I'm
a
so
not
close.
easy for you guys all. Blade Runner, Black Lotus. Anybody watched it yet?
I haven't
What's
watched
that one?
I have
either.
not.
I haven't seen it yet either. I was curious if anybody's seen it. I don't know. You said
No.
Skyhook, you have?
No, I have not.
No. Okay. Well, fuck it. Then I don't know what we're gonna talk about.
You want to talk about the Cable UTA files right now?
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a juicy bit, right?
Kind of kind of almost makes me upset, like how that's all going down.
I haven't
What?
actually followed that one really. What's going on with cable?
Okay.
So Cable UTA first came to infamy by cheesing the very first Abyssal's fucking arena tournament. Remember that first one that came out? Right? And
Yeah.
he cheesed his way to the top of the leaderboard and he won that thing and he won all the prize money and all that
You won
shit.
it by a mile.
Right. By using like alts and all that good stuff, right? And then once he came into the spotlight for that, we found out that he actually is the guy that runs all the Sotios. So he's the guy who's got like a monopoly on how to run a Sotio and get the BPC out of it, regardless of really where it
And I
is.
think he
And
was
he
able
does
to,
it through like
snipe- he could snipe it
yeah.
out from under other people. So other people will be running him. He like comes and just gets the BPC before they do.
Right. He either does that or he cheeses a deal with whoever space it's in
Yeah.
to run it uncontested.
So the thing with the Cable UTA
What's his name?
files, Cable UTA.
Cable UTA.
Jesus, I'm fucking behind the times. Here.
But so the thing though is there was this thing that was put out on Reddit. There's like a two-parter now. The first one was talking about that Empire, but then there's a SoundCloud file that's essentially saying how he was RMTing a bunch of money. Well, it's basically him himself saying how he RMT'd a shitload of money and how he did it. And so essentially he would get all these faction Titan BPCs like Molochs and stuff like that. And now you can't just, it's easy to get caught with RMT if they see large transfers of ISK. Like a trillion ISK here, half a billion ISK here, like that's visible, or sending a bunch of Plex. And it's one thing, it's like from one alt to another, or someone in an alliance to someone else in the alliance, because like that makes sense. Like it could be SRP, it could just be like, hey, go get this. Like that's a lot of times there's legit reasons for that. But when it's random characters that have no reason to be interacting with each other and they just all of a sudden like randomly send them a bunch of money, that gets caught easily. So he found a way to get around the system of being found for RMTing, and so a BPC has zero value. Like it doesn't show up as actual valuable. I think it's like 1 ISK or 0.1 ISK or something like that value in the game. And so when you trade that, it goes unnoticed because there's thousands and thousands, if not millions, of BPCs getting traded all the time through contracts. So it just goes under the radar. So he would basically put a faction Titan BPC with a random other smattering of like a dozen other like random BPCs just to like hide it so it doesn't show up very well. and he would give people those for pretty much almost no money, and they would pay him real money in real life money. And so now they get something massively valuable that they can go contract for a bunch of money. And as far as CCP is concerned on their logs, they don't see a massive transfer of money. So he was basically, that's how he was able to RMT a shit ton of money without being seen. And
Not a mason jar. Fuck.
he's somehow still not banned. So there's that was the other thing with the Reddit post is that ESS reserve bank keys. Maybe, I don't know. I did that could be a thing.
Is he one of the guys that puts pods in it and holds them ransom? Is he one of those guys?
But so there's now an alliance to try and kill. That a handful of alliances have joined up with to try and kill Cabeluta anytime they see him, hunt him down, prevent him from doing the Satios, whatever they can to disrupt his bullshit. So I think he should just get fucking banned, but and all his assets frozen. But until that happens,
is he officially breaking the rules? You know.
yeah,
If he's actually armed,
he's
sure though.
he's selling,
if
he's
his
giving people
claim is true.
BPCs for a bunch of real life cash. That's RMT.
He is for sure doing that though. He's been caught.
He-
The
it's a
SoundCloud is him telling one of his buddies exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, it's literally him on comms saying how he does it, and the guy that was talking to him took that SoundCloud, and because this guy was apparently a spy that worked his way in there to get in the confidences of Cabeluta, got him to admit that on like comms, and then is now releasing it publicly.
Talking shit on comms and
You ever
doing
watch one of
something
those?
thing, though. You know what I mean? Do they
Yeah,
have hard
but-
evidence of him doing it? That'd be.
Have you ever watched one of those serial killer movies or like CSI or whatever, where they have that super clever evil dude, right? And then the only way to get him to admit it is to like pretend like, oh my God, man, you are so clever. Tell me how you did this. Tell me how fucking smart you are. And then the guy goes on a fucking 45-minute monologue about exactly how he would hunt down victims and where he put the bodies and how he would kill them and all this fucking shit. That's what Cabeluta is. He's a fucking sociopath. And all that guy did was stroke his ego enough to the point where he was like, all right, I'll tell you exactly how I did it as long as you keep telling me how smart and how clever I am.
Yeah, and so
So then he just spilled his guts on SoundCloud, and then now we're here.
so now that it was released not too long ago. It was like last week or something. So it hasn't been out very long. And I agree with Astroth that you can't just take the SoundCloud as proof and just nail him on that. Like jumping the gun's a bad idea. Brisk Grubal is an example of that. You don't want to. I mean, like I would agree. Like go check it out. So if you just found out that's what he's been doing, what it is very very easy for them to do is go look at how many Moloch and other faction Titan BPCs he's been trading and see if he's been trading them to people for, pennies
Because
on the dollar.
if the only source is the Sotio, he should have a big pile of BPCs in his hangar that he's trying to get rid of.
Yeah, especially
right?
and also it's like if you
Well,
see
he's
that he's
got
been
contracts
transferring a
out there
bunch of
completed.
faction Titan BPCs and not getting a bunch of ISK for it.
Yeah, if he's
That's-
selling,
that's
if he's
a big
trading
red
a
flag, so I wonder if-
faction BPC for 100 ISK, that's a red flag. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's Misty flopping. I agree. Like you can't just because he said that on comms, don't ban him. I agree with same with Ash Johnson saying
If they were to ban people for talking shit on comms,
everyone.
I would be gone about 8 years ago.
Yeah, but you can take the shit he's talking on comms as a let's go check this out. Go check it out. Go check and look at all through his transaction history, contract history. Go see what he's been getting.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like I said, if
That's
he's been
true.
trading hundreds of these faction Titan BPCs and he's not getting an IS for them, that's a pretty good indicator. Especially if it matches up with what he's been talking about. So that's what I think they should go look at. And so I'm hoping that at this moment, that's why he's not banned yet, but CCP is going and looking into it before they just pull the trigger. So I hope that's what's going on. But I mean, also, it's like, I agree. You gotta have. You can't just go on hearsay or just because someone speaks. Like, I mean, I could talk shit. And like I said the other time before the Alliance, we're like, oh, I'm gonna hold some like ISK gambling for the Alliance tournament. I never did that. I said I was going to, but I never did it. You can't ban me.
What was
for
that
doing
thing you
it.
sent me then?
If I actually did do some gambling,
That
then,
was
yeah,
for a faction BPC.
I could
Well,
get banned
that's
for
right.
that, but I was just talking shit. So yeah, I agree. Just because
What
someone
CC
says something, don't ban them, but go check it out.
Yeah, CCP needs to do their homework, look into this, and if they can find evidence of it, then drop the ban hammer. The thing is, though, that such an investigation is not going to be like super quick, and CCP should and will be tight-lipped about it until they take action, if they do.
I agree. It definitely want to make sure they do it right. There have been too many incidences where maybe it's right, but it doesn't look like it is, or it's not been right. They definitely need to take their time with this stuff. Not too much time, but the time. And I would agree with Roast Muffin too. There has been precedent. They have in the past banned people based on what's been said on comms. That is true.
Yeah, a lot of that's more harassment based. Like he's talking about the bonus room. The bonus room is a harassment case, and that is a.
How is that? It was a bonus room. It's a bonus. It's a good thing.
No, the bonus. It was a harassment thing, and so
it was a very much not a good
harassment
thing.
was in the verbal file itself. Like the recording was the problem.
Tell me you know what the bonus room is, Tom.
But no, one of the guys from Clue Space was involved in that. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so like the recording was the problem because
awful.
in the recording that was the harassment part, and that's what they got him for.
Just made him sing.
But someone saying they're doing something against the rules and actually doing something against the rules are two different things. You need to be able to prove that they actually did.
I do things against the rules, but then I tell you I don't. That's better, I think.
That's the best course of action, really.
Never admit you do something stupid and wrong, right?
But yeah, so we'll see with that.
Yeah, the real money trading thing, it didn't. To be honest, it didn't used to bother me that much. I don't know why it didn't, but that's a long time ago. Now, the more I've looked into it, and it really pisses me off. It's like, why did people have to fucking just? I don't know. It's a fucking game. We're supposed to be playing a game that's fun. We have to do stupid shit to make it fucking unfun. Yeah, it irritates the shit out of me.
Because like RMT being like allowing RMT allows for things like botting and all that. Because I mean, that's a big drive for that kind of stuff. Is how do I make a shit as much ISK as possible with putting in as little effort as possible so I can make real money. And that's all they care about. They don't care. It fucks with the economy of the game. It fucks with the gameplay of the game. It fucks with everything. So I don't like RMT at all.
Bankable or bannable? I know.
Bankable. Yeah, no, bankable.
If it was bankable, I'd be a rich motherfucker. If it was bannable, I'd have been gone a long time ago.
But yeah, so okay, what else did I miss?
All of it. You were fucking just in space land there for a bit. I need
working on Photoshop.
I know it's hard to believe, but I got to get another drink. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So this is why I just keep the bottle right there.
Yeah.
I don't have to go anywhere.
I actually have like just my little mini liquor cabinet in my computer desk.
I got a little beer fridge beside my desk.
Yep.
It's pretty.
Same for me. I just reach right back over here.
Got a whole smattering of shit in there, but.
Do you want to go over the Community Beat?
Community Beat?
Community Beat. It's like a little online magazine they put out once every couple weeks. Yeah, it's like a written pulse. So like they have a couple headlines here. They got Alliance Tournament. I don't know if you guys knew there was an Alliance Tournament. Were you guys tracking that?
Yeah, we need to get on that later too.
Somebody won it. I don't know. Hydra Reloaded.
Oh, I never took my shot for Hydra. Or maybe we did. I don't know. Hail Hydra.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Eve Universe. That's a new Eve lore website, right? That's gone live. So there's that. If you want to find that, we're going to talk about something else later on too. The Academy.
Yeah.
There's an update to the Academy we'll talk about, and that's going to tie into Eve Universe as well. It's all available on the same site. There's an Oh Shit A battle report. Are you tracking this one? Initiative and Friends. Oh Shit is in Curse, and there's a Fortizar in there that's owned by Initiative, and it's a huge content generator because people always come and try and tear it down, and then 800 goons show up and there's a big fight.
Is that the one that we went to defend and got smashed?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, might have been a different one. It could have been that one though too, because there was a couple. There's a couple.
Like an armor timer, I think. It looked like it was going well for about 20 seconds, and then it really didn't go.
Yeah, well. It was going well until we undocked and everybody started losing connection, and then we fucking got wiped off.
It didn't help that our anchor was like, I can't see anything. What's happening, guys? We're like, yeah, we're sitting still in a bubble. Nothing wrong.
Ruh-roh. I disconnected at the exact right time because I ended up warping off and then warping back in and then docking back up and waiting until
I got away. Because when he said, all right, everyone just get out of there, everyone stayed anchored. And I was like, I'm fucking getting out of here. So I turned and burned the other way. And then the bubble around me went down. I'm like, whoop, warp. And so everyone else stayed and died. And I was like, I'm not dying. FC
Yeah,
says
so
get
they-
out, I get out. But
there's a battle report on INN about it, and it's linked through the community beat. So that's kind of neat that this thing links to other websites, right? Like it's not just all CCP driven news; it links to other websites. That's pretty cool.
what's the community beat? You gotta use community resources.
That's right.
So-
You're gonna use the community
That's the whole
resources for it. And there's Ash Roth. He's got an interview on here with CCP Aurora and CCP Swift about the Alliance tournament. So you can go on Community Beat and see that. And then there's a story here about it's pretty lame, pretty gross actually. A couple of people getting engaged at Eve London. Yeah. Why would you do that?
Love?
Love is
Ew.
gross. Gross. Anyways, they had matching Triglavian rings, which is kind of neat.
Oh, that's good. Oh my god.
And then they have a picture here of a custom computer case with the Blood Raider symbol cut out of the front with, LGBTQ lights in the back. It's pretty neat. Oh, sorry, RGB lights. Not R-
Wrong, I was like,
I
wait
was-
a minute, wrong acronym.
sorry, my bad.
I was imagining like rainbow lights in a. Okay, RGB. Yeah, I always want to say RBG, but for some reason it's
RGB, LGBTQ,
RGB. That it doesn't roll off the tongue as well for some reason to me.
ABCD. So that's Community Beat. You can go check it out here. Well, I should have gave you a link, but I didn't. Google it. Fucking figure it out. Be an adult. Be a man.
What?
What else can we talk about? We can talk about the new Gods of the Battlefield video. Have you guys seen this?
I watched it right before. A couple. I don't want to like nitpick at it, but there's a couple little things that just gave me a chuckle when I was watching it. But Miranda Lorian's narrating it. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's the story of Miranda Lorian, basically. That's another. Torvald did one, right? He did one about.
He may have. I don't know. I
Faction
haven't watched the
Warfare,
last
I think it was.
couple ones that came out, but I the thing that made me laugh in this one was because I'm assuming that they took the sound clip from, it wasn't something they scripted or she scripted. I think it sounded like they maybe interviewed her or asked her a question, or probably asked her a question and asked her to like write a response, so maybe she'd write it down and then it was like reading it. But she's talking about, her own personal style of PvPs. Like she likes to get in the good fights, the 20 or 30 versus 20 or 30, like the not like small, like, solo PvP, but not the big blob fights. She wants, and it's funny, like the scene like where she's basically saying, having 25 people shoot one ship isn't fun. I like to do that. And like as she's saying that, it's like showing like the scan, like they're shooting a Rorqual. It's like a fleet shooting a Rorqual, and then it shows like the scanning, and she's like, "Yeah, we want the good fights with a bunch of people." And while she's talking about that, it's like scanning, like, "Oh, there's some miners. Nope. Oh, there's a few ships over here. Nope. Rorquals, we're going in hot there." It's like, yes, the Rorquals. It's like the visuals are like not doing what she's saying she likes to do.
That's right. Yeah.
But other than that, it was great. It was, like I said, I don't mean.
Well,
to nitpick,
I got a
but it was
chuckle
just
out of
so
it. Like,
funny.
she goes, "I used to be a miner, but then I was getting ganked all the time, so I decided to go on the hunt." And then she goes, and then the next line is like, "I like to fly Logi." And I'm like, "Well, you're not applying any DPS. Then how are you hunting if you're a healer?" But it's
Warriors.
marketing. But I understand what she's getting at. It was a good video, anyways. I enjoyed it.
I mean, I think scimitars have.
What are you
Yeah,
gonna
Ash-
think about the
Ash said
video? I
it,
just
yeah.
watched it. Sorry, I wasn't listening to you. What?
Nothing. What-
I like it.
What did you?
Yeah,
what do
yeah.
you
Like,
think of it?
when
I liked it.
you
What
can
the
hunt
fuck?
as a
That's
Logi,
good
not
video.
solo. You can't solo hunt as a Logi, but if you're a Logi in a fleet, your fleet's going hunting. You're still hunting with them.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
great. I
fair.
liked it.
I mean, I don't. Probably a terrible analogy, but you go on a safari. You have your guide. They're not actually shooting anything, but they're hunting with you. I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it was good. Kudos to who did. Miranda made it, or just
No,
It's a-
no. She did the audio recording. She narrated it, but
who made the
CCP
video?
made
Do
the
you know?
video. It's a Academy video, so it's not like a player made.
I think,
Now it did look like a
I think
lot of.
CCP Darwin made the video.
Yeah, I think Darwin.
Darwin,
He
man,
does.
that's fantastic, dude.
Darwin does everything. He's
Thank you
like the.
very much. That was
He's
fucking
the jack
good.
of all trades over at CCP. He
He
kind of
is.
actually just takes care
I
of.
know
everything.
he's our fucking resident expert, man. I love him.
But no.
That's-
So
I
they,
liked the video. I don't like to.
They obviously did take. You can tell from some of the shots they did take video from players. Like I'm sure they asked and players submitted,
Yeah.
video recordings of their fleets, and they took those and put it in because you can tell like some have lower frame rates than others. You could tell some are using brackets, some are not, some are doing this.
Jesus, get off your fucking nitpick horse.
No,
What the hell?
No, I wasn't nitpicking. I'm just saying like
Yeah,
that's how you
mentioned
can,
that.
that's how you can tell they're using
ashamed.
player-made videos that were submitted, which is cool because it's actually showing the game and not showing. Because then you get the really smooth
would love to see
cinematic
them do
things
more
in
of
between,
these
and
things.
those are nice. They look nice, but it's nice that they actually show like this is what combat looks like in the game. These are like actual.
It reminds me of
CCP needs to reach
the.
out to more people, do more of these things, and have the actual player narrate them. This is a good.
It reminds
thing.
me of the This Is Eve video, right?
Right.
Yeah,
This
I
Is
like
Eve was the greatest trailer that they came out with, and they're sort of making these along those same lines.
And I hope they continue doing it. Based on this one, I think this, even if they're shorter, make them like a 45-second to a minute long. That's it, and incorporate a bunch players across all realms of the game. I think this would be fucking cool. I mean, then you could put it. Hell, you could run them on the fucking billboards inside the game, which they should have been doing for fucking a long time anyway. But it's like that. I've always complained about the fact that there's. Maybe 500 people total in all of fucking Eve basically that watch any of these shows. There's not it's not 10,000 people or 30,000 people that watch them. And getting that information out to players who don't normally see our kind of show or other people's kind of show, I think it's cool. I mean,
And they had it on the main website too, which is great. So
that is good. Good deal. I mean, but I think in game, there's got to be a way to get this information out to players who don't normally hear about stuff like this, because then word of mouth is probably the best way to promote Eve. I mean, I talk about it passionately with people, and I've gotten several people to try it out. And whether they stick or not, that's not on me, right?
I've had all my friends try it. Stayed, but
well, of course they haven't, but they tried it based on word of mouth. And I think if CCP were to, take advantage of that more, I don't know. I guess they got to keep them too. Yeah. So, come on, Darwin, get fucking work. It works both ways, man. We'll praise you, but we're gonna expect work out of you too.
Yeah, well, I don't know if completely.
I don't think they have focused completely on NPE.
Well, they have focused heavily. I would say they've. I mean, there's
heavily,
been a lot of work done.
Not completely, because you had a lot of that back. Remember, we just talked about this like 3 episodes ago. There's a lot of the back room stuff that was worked on. It's not real glamorous, but when it came out, we were all very happy to see that they're working on other stuff too. So you got to remember, not all of it's on the fluff. Not all of it's on the visual stuff. A lot of it's on the meat.
Well, I mean, look at
bones,
Triglavians. That's something they've been working on the last year, and that has nothing to do with the new player experience.
A good point. Yeah, it's another thing.
Posh Finn, all the invasions, all that stuff. It's like the invasions were interesting, although they were kind of like in incursion mechanics for the most part, with a little twist, but then you get Posh Finn.
Darwin. And this is why we love him.
Yeah, CCP Darwin.
See, Ashtarothi, CCP Darwin does get all the credit on this channel, and
Yeah.
he gets credit for things that he's not even responsible
That's
for.
why he comes and
sometimes.
watches. He just like soaks in all the praise.
It's his ego stroke.
Yeah.
Praise me.
Turns out he got fired 3 years ago, but he still comes on here.
His itch. It's still there,
Oh,
Dom.
sons
It's
of
still there.
bitches. Is it still there?
Yeah, it's bad. It's getting worse.
That is your feeling coming back. I
It's
guarantee
definitely
that's
that.
what it is.
It's awful
Because
though.
it turned from itching to pins and needles probably too.
Yeah, but whatever.
Keep going to it. Wait, he's still here? That's funny. I thought we'd fix that. Well, it'll fix itself when we stop paying him.
No, that didn't work with Milton. Oh yeah, it did.
We
work with
fixed the
Milton.
glitch.
Yeah, we just fixed the glitch.
Fix the glitch. That's right. That's right. You got it too. That's funny. God, that's one of the best movies ever fucking made.
It's so good.
It is so good.
My wife has a red swing line stapler.
I have a red swing line stapler.
Oh, swing line. I thought it was a singer.
It's a-
The singer is a
it's a
sewing
swing line.
machine. That's not
It
a
is a
stapler.
sewing machine.
yeah.
Damn it.
The Eve Academy website is up. Have you guys seen that website?
No, can you link it?
Yeah, one sec.
I mean, I think I've seen a bunch of the Academy stuff.
But now it's all in one handy website that you can go to, and it will give you careers and ships. It'll give you like an introduction video. It'll tell you all about some different career paths you can take, some essential
had this
reading
before.
for
They
you.
may have changed it up. It looks a little different.
It was in, it wasn't its own website before. It was just a.
It was a branch
game.
off. Well, this is still on the EVE Online.
It's just a collection of videos. This is now you've got all that, which tells you basically how to get into the game. And then if you go up to the Discover Eve tab on the top, there's the Academy, Learn to Play. And then underneath that is Universe, the World of Eve. And that is the lore website that we've been talking about. Now all the lore is located in one spot.
So the question's got to be asked.
Okay,
The expert is here. The expert's here. Ashtrathi, have you gone through it all? Is it accurate?
Hopefully. Well, I'm just saying, like, when you look at
Ashtrathi knows. If you have a lore question, this guy knows the answer. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah. No, I think.
And if he
Ash
doesn't,
is-
he knows the guy who does.
He's the
Exactly,
undisputed
yes.
lore king of the.
Fuck hey.
I think he knows more about the lore than a lot of the people at CCP, but
There's no doubt in my mind that is true.
except for Darwin. I think Darwin
Darwin
made all the
he
lore,
wrote
so
most of it, yeah.
Yeah, Darwin wrote 90% of the lore, so
yeah.
he should know.
Also, now this is not a joke. When you go to the Discover Eve thing and you look down there, your first step into eternity. To the right there, you see the new aura. That is Darwin's work. Like, he actually did work on
That's
that.
true, yeah. That's actually a picture of Darwin.
Right.
Very nice. You might maybe get some sun, but other than that, very nice.
Well, it's a Nordic nation by
Oh, it's true.
not
They don't
very
like the
nice.
sun, do they?
Right. It's dark a lot there.
Daystar burns.
Yeah. The Oh no. Okay, so Ash is saying like there's definitely some areas in the lore that are obviously copy and pasted over and get corrected because they still say Empress Jamil is Empress of the Amar Empire. She's dead.
Well,
I know.
if you
I don't know
wrote-
much lore,
if
but I
you
know
wrote
she's dead.
If you wrote something before she was killed, it was accurate for that time period.
Right. But
You can't go back and
They had a
change
whole
everything.
tournament.
No, but there
of
should be
champions
something
in
updating
that to
who the
get
actual
them-
emperor is.
Who,
Yeah, for sure.
who was the house that won that? I forget.
Harkonnen. No, that's the wrong game, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's- it's something else.
The Paddy Shaw Emperor of Carino, House Carino.
The what? The Patty Shepherd? What'd you say?
The Padishaw.
Padishaw. Okay, I think so.
Yeah.
The Patty Shepherd.
No, it's because I forget what the emperor's name is. It's like something Carino, but for some reason it's like the
I haven't watched
Padishaw Emperor. That's like it's
Padishah.
like the title. The it's almost like saying like
It's
the Augustus of the Roman Empire.
he likes
It's like
he likes panda bears. That's why he's called the Padishah.
So he says Tosh Khan. Cadis Tosh Khan is Empress now.
Very cool. So now the actual coronation was one of the funnest times I ever had in Eve. We went there, smart bombed it. God, that was funny. Man, did we piss off a lot of people.
Smart bomb.
Yeah.
What?
The coronation event that they had in Amar.
Oh, really?
Everybody's there watching it, right? So we went in right in the middle of them to be in Rafe Collins and smart bombed. I had like 127 people had kill rights on me. It was awesome.
Yeah, the richest
Went
woman in the
from
cluster.
positive 2 to negative 10 in one push of a button.
God.
I would have thought that. I mean, I guess the Empress of the entire Amar Empire might be pretty damn rich, but I would have thought when you're talking about who's the richest, it'd have to be somewhere in Caldari. I mean, their whole governmental structure is a like business oligarch conglomerate. So. But
Yeah, but they have to pay their employees, whereas the Amar don't pay.
Elon Musk pays his
slaves.
employees. He's got $300-something billion. So I mean, you could pay employees and still get filthy rich.
So who is Space Jeff Bezos then?
Galante ruler.
Oh, they're the Tyrells. Okay.
Good analogy. See, I knew
The
it.
Tyrells
He's
were
smart with
rich,
this
but
shit, I'm
I
telling
think
you.
Well, the
Space William
Man,
Shatner.
now we're gonna get into Game of
I'm
Thrones.
sorry, Space William Shatner. That's, I don't know, maybe Elo Knight.
Space Jeff is 100%.
Dirk.
Okay, yeah,
Dirk
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Space-
yeah, it's like 100
Okay.
Caldari. They got the actual richest people.
The Space William
Your
Shatner.
Jeff Bezos and your Elon Musk's, they're Caldari guys through and through. Man.
No, I feel like Elon Musk would be Galente.
I think so too, because
No.
Caldari is more like GE and people like that, like Ford and
Yeah. Yeah.
that's Caldari.
Whereas, like,
No,
I don't
but-
think
and Elon Musk, they're going to be Galante.
No,
Yeah, 'cause if Elon Musk
is a
was- if
massive
Elon Musk was-
tycoon conglomerate guy. He
Right, but what does he do with Tesla? He gave
asshole.
all the things away for free, all the patents, right? All the patents and all the trademarks. He
Fucking
gave them all away for
flamethrower,
free.
You know? Oh no, I'm sorry. That's not Bezos.
I mean, like,
That's,
I'm not saying like
Musk.
because he has like very ingenuitive businesses that he can't be Keldar. I'm just saying like he runs very wealthy businesses and has a massive empire of wealth through corporations. That's pretty Caldari.
Yeah,
But-
I guess.
I don't know.
Sure, Drayden. Fine.
Fine.
You're wrong. No, you're right, LB. Drayden's wrong.
Thank you.
Do we want to?
Do a shot? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that. I was gonna say like there was an alliance tournament, and then there was also some unrest in the alliance tournament.
We talked about the Alliance tournament before the show started, or had it started already?
Well, we kind of gave a
We
shot
just
at
said
the
we just did
beginning.
a shot to Hydra for winning it. We didn't really talk about it.
How did our guys do? The guys we were supporting.
What could possibly
Did they-
go wrong? We didn't make it to last.
No,
weekend.
no. The next one.
Oh, those guys?
Experts.
Boundary experts?
They went 0-2. Last
Oh,
weekend.
did
They won
Damn.
both their matches the first week.
Yeah, the 2-0.
And then
Then
they
they won
lost.
2. Okay.
Yeah, they lost to
It's competition. They did. I mean,
who did they lose to? They lost to good alliances. They lost to fucking
Well, only good alliances made it to the second weekend.
right. But
Only idiots with autocannon
I
tornadoes
don't
did the
remember. I
first
didn't
week.
like write any notes down this time. But
LB. Come on.
Oof.
You gotta love your people.
They know what they did.
They know what they did.
the first match was pretty close. The second one didn't work out for they kind of got hit hard, and I think it was because
I guarantee you,
it
a lot
was
of
the
people
it was the
were going
guard
after
their
you hard,
guardian
you know?
or Neros. I think it was a guardian. They were doing fine both the second match in the losers bracket. I remember that one very vividly. But so they were doing this whole kind of kiting around. Neither side wanted to really commit because it felt like whoever went in was gonna, be at a disadvantage. But eventually, Radikos, he's like the team captain. He goes zooming off in the Heretic right into their lines to get someone, and I thought he was just gonna die. Somehow he ended up living almost till the end, but they caught someone and they were able to like get them and shoot them and kill them, I think. But in doing so, they because Radikos was going down, and so their guardian like moved up closer to try and get reps on him because armor reps are not that long a range, and the guardian got a little too close, and then their team kind of did like a U-turn, flipped around, nailed the guardian, blew it up, and at that point it's like, well, shit, it's over. It got fairly close, but at the same time, it's like without their Logi, they were kind of losing 2 for every 1 type of trades. So that made me a little sad because I was like, oh man, like soon as they caught the guy and they got the one shit down really quick, I was like, nice. And then once the guardian got caught, that wasn't great. But there was some really good some solid matches though. Fuck, what was the one? There was a really, really good match. It was back and forth all the way up until like the last few minutes. Was it a tissue? Man, there's some good ones, but eventually though, the finals, I missed the first couple matches of the final because I like got up to eat something, came back, and it was match 3. So that was like it was Hydra versus fucking help me out. So I'm bad
I
with
can't
names.
help you. I didn't watch.
No. Templars, yeah, goddamn. God. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
my man
my
Spartan.
yeah. Templess Calcium. I was rooting for Templess, but it was pretty close. But then it was a little too late because the Hydra team had this. They were calling it a Tinker. I think it was just because they were doing like the remote cap transfers on each other, so they could run their A's or their shield boosters and stuff pretty solid. Right at the end, Annie, which is a player on the Templess team, barrels into right into the middle of their whole battleship Tinker and just starbursts them with a bounce, and then just the one they focused, they kept them bounced out, and it was such a smart play. And it was a little too late, because had they done that a little earlier, I think they might have been able to pull it off, because they eventually got the one down, but then at that point they'd lost too much damage and then they couldn't break them anymore. But it was just like, man, solid, excellent. But I mean, like, that was one of the best bump plays I've seen in matches for a while. But they needed to do it about 2 minutes before when they did it. But it was fun. I had a blast watching the tournament. I'm glad it's back. It was good shit. I'll do a shot to the AT. AT's back. That was fun.
AT's back. Congrats. Good job, Swift and Aurora.
Yeah, Swift and Aurora got that shit going again.
I love those guys.
Also, props to EVNT.
How
Solid
fucking
job
need a drink
production-wise,
already? I'm
getting
in
it streamed.
You know what, though? Where's that convict guy? What's he been doing? What are we paying that guy for?
He's drinking Foster's. And
He's a convict. He shouldn't be getting paid anything, right?
He's conning.
I don't know. Fucking convict should be
Probably
paid.
running other stuff. No, he was working on the AT stuff, because I remember him. There was a day where he was. It was one of the login reward things they were doing, like a stretch of login rewards, and I saw him post a tweet saying, like, I've been so busy working with AT stuff, I forgot to log in the last 4 days. Now I don't get to get this skin on my account.
Yeah, I did see
Fucking
that.
missed him too. 'Cause
So
I'm a
he's
piece of
been
shit.
doing stuff behind the scenes. Yeah, like Valamir was saying.
Prove it.
But
There's no pictures. It didn't happen. Right? Isn't that the rule?
But so also,
Yes.
now this is the one thing that I was not a fan of, and I don't know, controversial topic, because I feel like people are on one side or the other. It turned out, but in the middle of the AT, you had a protest going on. This is over the new. I thought it was just over the new patch. Apparently, like, depending on what you read, who you talk to, where you go, it's the protest going on. There was a lot of goons doing it, but it wasn't just goons protesting in Jita, shooting the monument. It was during the AT. But some of it's because of the new patch. Some of it's because of just all the stuff over the last year or two that they don't like that CCP's been doing, and so it's a culmination of a bunch of stuff. But right in the middle of the AT, in the Twitch chat, you have a bunch of people coming in and just start spamming, like, literally, like, it feels like a protest with picket signs just in chat form. You know what? I'm fine if people want to protest stuff, but it's like, this is the Alliance tournament. Everyone here watching is wanting to watch the Alliance tournament. No one here watching is going to see your post and be like, you know what? You're right. I need to get to Jita. It's like, stop it. Like, we're here to watch people do elite combat. Leave us alone. Fuck. It bugged the hell out of me, like, the way that they came in and started doing that shit.
May I play devil's advocate for a moment?
According to Asherati, I just want to change just one thing. Aurora brought back the AT, right? That makes sense. And it turns out Aurora was correct, and the rest of CCP was wrong. Because the AT needed to be back, protest or not.
CCP Darwin had a big hand in it too, though.
Well, Darwin oversaw all of it. I mean, I get that.
Darwin is actually Hilmar's boss, I hear.
Devil's advocate to the protesters. If you protest something and no one notices, are you actually protesting, or are you just in the forest?
Making a fool of yourself. I think you're just making a fool of yourself.
True.
in order for a protest to be effective, people have to notice it and it has to get someone's attention. And the best way to do that is to inconvenience people. That's why protests march down streets. That's why they close down things. That's why they're always like on the steps of Parliament Hill or wherever, just somewhere where they can be seen and they can disrupt something and they can be in a peaceful manner, of course.
Right.
That's what a protest is for. It wouldn't make any sense if they were polite and quiet about it. That wouldn't be a protest. That would just be.
If you really want to protest something, you need to get one of those inflatable tube flailing arm tube.
The
people.
wacky wavy
noodly
waving
arm.
Shit.
inflatable arm wheeling tube man. Yeah.
If you have one of those, people are going to see your protest.
Yeah. So I mean, it was effective. People, to a point,
I don't think it was effective. Guess what?
Well, it got some change.
Still, the changes are going to happen.
Yeah.
But the protest is fucking a bunch of crybabies who are whining about shit they haven't tried yet, who read something and don't probably understand it correctly, and they're bitching about it. I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
I get really frustrated when people are doing exactly what you said, Dom, and they're getting pissed off about stuff that they haven't messed with themselves. And it's really mostly they're getting pissed off because someone told them to be pissed off.
Yeah, that's. So I understand that there are a lot of people that are honestly pissed off about various things. It's like fine, but I do dislike because I'm not going to say everyone. I'm not even going to say most. I'm going to say that there are definitely. I guarantee there was a lot of people at that protest that were literally there because they got a jabber ping about it, and they went and just started saying shit that was copy pasted in local, copy pasted in certain things, and they just started spamming that everywhere because it's what goons are doing, or it's what other alliance is doing. So there were those, but it's like, I understand disrupting things is effective. I agree with you, LB. What I did though is literally once all that stuff started going, I was like, I'm trying to watch the AT. So it got to a point where I was like, I was pulling the trigger left and right. I was like, literally anyone that comes in chat and is like, Gina's burning, blah, or just spamming any of that stuff, click block. Click block.
Yep.
I think I blocked about 80 to 90 people over the course of the weekend. And after that, I was like, man, this chat is actually like pretty clear now. Nice. It's like, I don't see any of this bullshit. So there's probably a bunch of people that I just like have blocked on Twitch now, and I'll never think to unblock them because whatever.
Do you ever join a fleet and find like 5 or 6 people blocked in your fleet? I joined a fleet. I looked at like the list of people in the fleet. Like, invariably, there's always 5 or 6 people will be blocked. Because I'll block people for just being stupid. You know, it's just funny how I'm like, oh shit, I'm in the fleet. I better unblock those guys because they have something important to say.
Yeah.
That happened to somebody the other day. They were like, "What's this symbol beside this person in local?" I'm like, "Well, what does it look like?" It's like it's a little circle with a thing through it. And I'm like, "Oh, you have that person blocked. They're blue to us." So, yeah.
Yeah, but that person's still probably an asshole. They probably deserve to be blocked. Speaking of asshole, everyone in the chat has to hear this sound. Hold on. Yeah, you guys already heard it, but I'm going to play it again.
Okay.
I like that. What a solid sound.
I fucking love that sound.
It's an excellent sound.
I've drank too much
But
already.
so that was the thing. Like I was like, I just want to watch the ATs, so I wasn't wanting to deal with any of the protest stuff. But it's like, okay, what I did notice from a lot of the things though was a little confusing, and I would actually, I mean, Ash, do you want to come on? And because I'm sure you're a little more clued in with some of the mining updates than we were, but
What were people protesting?
So that's the thing. It was a mix of things. There were some people that were just literally saying, "End the scarcity," and it's like, this update that's coming out is called the End of Scarcity. I understand that it's not bringing the Rorquals back to where they were because that was the problem. Allowing them to mine that much was the problem. So
that's what they thought was going to happen. They thought that they were going to say it's the end of scarcity, and they were going to flip a switch, and it was going to go right back to Rorquals Online.
Okay, Ash, I'm gonna give you the.
Did it ever say
stuff.
prosperity is coming back? It's an end of scarcity. People who made an assumption, and
no, they did make allusions to the beginning of the Age of Prosperity. And let me see if I can find the.
They actually said that.
Yeah, it's called EVE Online New Dawn: The Age of Prosperity. That's what the new quadrant is called.
And they gave us that by doubling how much ore is actually out there, or in the initial proposal, and you could mine way faster than what you could before.
Right.
No.
But compression.
Roach. That's funny. Scarcity ending now with 100% waste.
I mean, if you go 100% more minerals and now 100% waste, you're just at the same state, right?
All
Well,
right, as you
yes
go.
and
That
no.
for an if you were like starting at the bottom, yeah, but not someone who is a higher SP character. Hey Ash.
Greetings, fellow Empyrean.
Greetings, fellow Empyrean.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Astrati, how are you doing?
Okay,
I
so
need to mute the stream. Hold on.
oh yeah. But so with the people were talking about the changes and how it's not going to be an end of scarcity. I understand. So because obviously Rourke rolls aren't going to get less, but but now this is before the updates that CCP, the concessions that they're making, but so all drones were going to have 100% waste regardless of Tech 1 and Tech 2. So that means that Rorquals, but also the belts are going to get doubled. So essentially Rorquals are going to have the same mining power that they had before. They're not getting buffed. But a lot of the subcap ones, the you know, what do you call it, exhumers and stuff like that, those are getting the buffs. Once you can get like the Tech 2 miners and stuff like that. So it's like their scarcity is, I mean, whether you consider it ending or not, but like there is a buff to mining compared to now, but just not with Rorquals. And so I'm wondering if like, is that what everyone's pissed about, is that their Rorquals are not getting a buff, and so they're just, you know, gonna have to keep mining the same amount they had
Yeah,
before.
that's how
Hi.
it came off to me.
Well, okay. So first of all, hi. There was a big change that was announced today to the original plan. So a lot of the stuff that people were protesting about is now not going to happen. So when we talk about why they're protesting, we need to talk about the original blog, not what they announced today. But we also need to keep in mind that some of that stuff is now going to be fixed. But basically, there was.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh,
You cut out.
Sorry.
Well, don't do it again if you're sorry.
This is your fault for me having to
push
push.
Oh,
sorry.
You're not the only one that has a problem with that. It's funny.
I really do it just so that, I mean, when we get a lot of people on, there's so much background noise that I mean, I could turn it off if you want.
Brisk, don't lie.
Yeah, to be honest, it was
See.
Brisk with the mega clacks on his keyboard.
Let's see if this button works better. Probably not. But okay, so what a oh my god.
I could turn off the push to talk requirement if you
Yeah,
want.
turn it off.
Yeah, let me turn that off 1 second.
It still works. If you have push to talk enabled, it still works as push to talk on your end, right? But if we turn it off for the channel, that means people with voice activity can have.
Yeah. If you have push to talk set,
Okay.
it'll still
Yeah.
be push to talk. But if I'm just making it to where it won't require you to push to talk. Okay, there. Now you should be able to do non-push talk, Ash, I think. Okay, we'll see if that works. Oh, I saw a flash.
No, hold on.
We turn push to talk off.
Yeah,
Ash,
so now
if
I
you
think
wanna
you have
just
to
run
go
it
into
with
your
voice activity.
Discord settings and take off your push to talk and set it to voice activation.
When I do that, it tells me that I'm not allowed to. So you sure voice activated allowed is turned on?
Okay.
All right, never mind. We're good now.
Okay.
That worked.
Cool.
Okay, so basically what it boils down to is that CCP horribly framed this announcement. So 6 months ago in July, they said that, or not 6 months, whatever. They said that scarcity was going to end at the end of the year. And the one thing that they teased about this whole thing was that we're going to get gas compression and moon goo compression. They teased and mining barge changes and little things that were teased, but like none of the actual details of this stuff was announced. And then they said that scarcity was ending by the end of the year. Again, they reinforced this at the beginning of the Gateway quadrant. And then this week they let out the first dev blog, and everybody was kind of like, okay, this is like, they got hyped, and everybody was super pumped up to Friday. This was the solution to all of their woes. And what they got was a nerf to compression capabilities, a nerf to mining capabilities of orcas and rorquals, a nerf to all mining drones and excavators, as well as all of the mining frigates, and a bunch of buffs too. But like, you managed to make the quote unquote end of scarcity. You managed to make doubling all of the ore in the universe feel like a net loss. Holy crap. Like, ultimately, if you mine it like the least efficient way, like, the worst, the 100% Tech 1 garbage mining laser.
With the 90% compression, so 10% loss in compression, right?
Well, I'm not even talking about the compression part, but I'm talking about like 100% waste, 100% at the time. You still actually end up with the same amount of rocks in the space.
Right.
Now, the big problem with this is that when people think about the end of scarcity, they were thinking about throughput, right? Yield. But what CCP did was put the rocks back, but not give you an increased ability to mine it. And that's the part that people seem to be struggling with, because they see these extra rocks as more work.
I see. Because so that was my thing that I was looking at. I was like, you end up with like, because I was looking at the overall amount of ore you get out of a belt or out of an anomaly. It's like you're getting more in overall, right. But yeah, you're right. The rate is not increased whatsoever. So
right. So one way or another, people like trying to convince them. It actually reminded me of Loot Spew, right? Like way back in the day, they changed hacking cans, so that way when you finished hacking it, spewed out all these cans, and you had to like grab them. And a single person couldn't actually grab all of the cans before they dissipated, so you might lose some if you didn't have like a bonus person there or another person there to help grab them. So the idea is that like, you could scan it to see what's in there, and then like it would all come out, and you'd have to like try to grab all of the dollar bills as they go flying past and hope that you get the right one.
The old hacking sites. Fuck.
No, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. The old hacking sites. So that's Loot Spew, and like they were like, oh, this is going to be more fun. But you know what? People were miserable about it because they didn't. It doesn't matter whether or not the site was giving out more resources to the people. It feels bad to be told that there is resources here, and now you don't get them. And so people are very focused on the fact that the waste is destroying things that would be potentially there, as opposed to the fact that it is just bonus. Like, it's framed like totally backwards. But a big piece of this, the change that was announced today, is the fact that they're basically reversing the way that waste works, such like as far as like power levels. So now, very basic low tier gear, Tech 1 gear, provides zero waste. The lowest yield things provide zero waste, and it scales up with the Rorquals excavators now being the only thing that provides 60% chance of waste. Nothing really seems to have 100% chance of causing waste now by default, if I remember correctly.
But the waste still works the same way. Like, waste will be this much gets destroyed on the rock side, but you still only bring in X amount, right?
Right. So the way it works is like basically every single time you mine, let's say I'm using a Tech 2 mining laser, which has a 36% chance for waste. Yeah. So 36% of the time, it will actually remove twice as much ore from the rock as I mine. It will give me half of the ore, and it'll destroy the other half.
Okay. And if there's no waste, do you get double the ore then? Or is it just...
Yeah, if it doesn't proc... No. If it doesn't proc waste, then you just get the ore, and it doesn't destroy any of it.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, so that's different than what I thought the waste... I thought the waste was just a very calculable not a percent chance to waste the other half, or to waste the other side. And I thought it was just if, like, let's say 50% waste. I thought it was like you get 100% of your pull, and then it automatically destroys 50% of that on the other side of the rock every time.
Yeah. So they made
So-
this super confusing because they have the waste multiplier and then they have the waste percentage. The waste multiplier is how much of your yield,
Gets
like
destroyed.
your yield is multiplied by the waste multiplier to determine your waste. Now, it's kind of weird that they even did it this way because everything's waste multiplier is 1 or 0 or 16 or 18, I think. Well,
Sorry,
actually,
Beck.
that's a little different. The crystal actually adds 18 to the waste multiplier, so it becomes 18.
I almost wish that, because if people are upset about the yield pull-ins, and that was the whole thing with scarcity, because even if you have more available ore to mine, you still have to spend the time mining it, and that's because the thing is, like, I have to assume that it was rare that, okay, yeah, maybe you mine all the belts in a system, you go to another system, you mine all the belts in a system, you go to another system. I mean, I doubt that you're going to get to a point where, like, there is no more rocks to mine. So, like, I feel like the scarcity thing is the rate. So maybe what if they? Why wouldn't they have changed it to where maybe instead of a percent waste, maybe you have a percent chance to, like, get extra pull each cycle?
I did hear complaints throughout scarcity that it doesn't matter how much you want to mine. There's no rocks out there to mine. So
Yep.
That's
That was
gonna
a-
be that's gonna be a
common
delve
complaint.
That's a
That's right,
that's
that
a
was a common
delve
complaint, you're right,
delve
yeah.
minute problem.
No. This was
No,
a
it's-
huge
it's-
problem in Lowsec,
like,
actually.
well,
Yeah,
or where I live,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
where
Because-
I live
because-
in Providence, there's no
Why would you live in
natural asteroid
Providence?
belts anymore. Because
Why would you live in Providence?
Right. Well,
That's
so you have
right there.
there's a couple of problems. One is, like, in the Lowsec situation, the reason why I was talking about that is because, like, as they made Lowsec ore really valuable because isogen and all that stuff, it was like, yeah, we're gonna do this. We set up this whole mining operation to we're gonna do it, and then it's like, well, except for the belts very rarely spawn, and the NPCs mine it out faster than you can really get to it, and there's barely anything there. So, oh wait, it takes days before you, like, find even something worth mining half the time in Lowsec,
Okay,
even if
that's
you
the
want
complaint. Was it true though, Astrothy?
to. No, yes, it was.
Yeah,
Like-
that's a big difference between, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can complain about something not being true, but if it's true, that's a serious problem.
Yeah, I went every single. Now I was able to find rocks and belts when I went to go look, but it is true that basically every single ore anomaly that I have ever, like, poked into since I was challenged to in Lowsec had all of its rocks already gone. It's just there's nothing there.
Damn.
So, any rate, but there is a big piece of this where it really boils down to the player base expected the Orca and the Rorqual to just be considered awesome mining platforms. They see the Rorqual as an aspirant goal above and beyond mining barges and exhumers, and with this change, CCP is really kind of pulling it back a little bit and making sure to reinforce the fact that no, in fact, the Orca and the Rorqual are designed to be foremen. They are the runners of the industry of the fleet. They are the hub by which all of the spokes orbit, but they are not the wheel itself.
So
Well-
should they have pulled it back all the way then? Made it so the roar?
No, because
and the Orca-
remember back in the day when the
Many
Urkel was
ships.
kind of useless, like all it was used was just
Well-
for compression.
Well, no, they could have given it another use. is my
Before
point.
the
Well, they did-
excavators. I mean, like, people are like, that's was the biggest complaint. It's like,
Well,
make
that's-
the Rorqual's useful. The Rorqual sucks.
It has a use. Now it does
The
boost
problem
and it
was when they
does
made it
it does
useful.
compression of moon goo.
Well, yeah, it compressed moon now, but I mean, like, it had the boost before, it had the compression before, but now that it has the exhumers, now it's an actual mining platform. Now, I mean, a Rorqual's still
it
going to
has the
outdo
highest top end.
any exhumer, and a Rorqual's going to
Yes.
mine more than anything else out there. Now, but the point is, like, does it make it worth its cost? Because a Rorqual full of excavators is a hefty price ship, and is it worth putting something that expensive at risk for what it's getting?
In addition to that, yes, you can solo hoover your moon mining. Apparently, moon mining is a God-given right. Solo moon mining is a God-given right. But you're going to just destroy 60% of the potential just in the act of mining it. Why? Because you're carelessly mining with giant excavators rather than having individuals poke through things with mining lasers. Like, it's just that simple. You can harvest it all really quick and powerful, but at a cost.
Oh my God, Astro, I think that's the greatest analogy I've fucking ever heard. That's exactly right. If you go to anywhere that does massive, whether it's extracting, farming, manufacturing, there is an amount of waste and loss, and it's acceptable. If you're out there handpicking it, you're getting everything because you're going through it meticulously, handpicking shit. That fucking makes sense. People should think of it that way.
Now, I want mining frigates to be able to use a module that allows them that while it's cycling, no, not just no waste. While it's cycling, if waste is generated in its proximity, it sucks it up.
Ooh.
So you could actually have a secondary ship that sits there and counters your waste by like hoovering it up as it goes burning off.
That waste, is it just gone, or is there like debris on the field?
You can watch it literally burn away off the laser.
Just make a new ship. Make a Triglavian miner that does that. I don't know.
Why don't they make a use for the waste?
Don't do that.
Make a use for the waste. Like you said, have another ship that sucks that waste up and turns it into something useful. Maybe not necessarily minerals or anything like that. Something. I don't know. It seems like it's not an easy fix coding wise.
There's all kinds of crazy ideas. Like I've seen in the chat. Like what about target painter equivalents for rocks?
I do think that ultimately, if you were going to introduce something like waste, it should have been in prospecting, right? Like it should be about picking rocks that are picked through and identified where the good stuff is. Like you get the good stuff easier and you get more of the good stuff rather than like this concept of like auto waste. The other thing I've heard is the idea that it should be, you could actually do the entire thing without changing the design at all and just make it into a proc that is framed positively, right? So now 66% of the time with your Tech 2 modules, you pull the ore, but it doesn't actually pull the full amount of the ore from the rocks. You get the ore, but the ore is also still partially left behind in the rock. That's actually waste, but backwards, right? Because really all you're saying is that
harvest essentially, but you could like still reharvest it if you spend more time at it, right?
Right. Rather than having it be like the ore is there and you're taking it away because you lost your proc and therefore the waste took it away, flip it around. Make it so you're taking the ore, but when it procs, it doesn't take the ore. You still end up with a % chance of having so much more ore available to then be mined, but not increasing the yield of the mining.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about that is, first of all, that came from Caleb. That surprised me, honestly. But no, I'm just kidding. No, but like, it's absolutely true.
Caleb, that was a joke. Yeah.
A lot of the stuff going on here. No, I'm a big fan of Caleb. It's just he and I like to to go at each other a lot. So anyway,
Caleb are fucking soulmates almost when it comes to Eve.
You could easily. The point of it is that, as with a lot of these issues, literally, if it was just framed differently, it would have been night and day difference. Now, compression had a totally different issue, and that's why that's not going to be put in at all, and is going to be pulled back until they can fix it, which they think they will be able to do within a few months.
And like, so good. Just to make sure I'm not on the wrong page, like, so the issues with the compression was like, one, the loss. There was a slight, like, what, a 10% loss.
No, hold on. That's not the problem. That is almost certainly coming.
Yeah, and then the big problem was the time, the amount of time it takes to compress stuff.
They have said that they're going to they might tweak that too, but that is not why it was pulled.
Well, why was it pulled? It
was pulled because originally the idea is that you just cycle your compressor. But as they got into development, they realized that Eve is coded in such a way that things that treat things like ammo can only be pulled from your base ship hanger.
Oh, they won't pull it from. Well, but what about like there's fuel hanger or fuel bays. They pull things different from that. They can't make it work like that.
Ammo reloading ammo, because the module itself, the compressor, is actually uses ore as ammo.
Oh,
It
so
loads
it's
it to the
loaded
compressor
in
and
then-
cycles.
eh.
Ammo cannot be loaded from
Oh,
anywhere
does
besides
it?
your ship hangar or your ship hold.
Ugh.
I did not
So-
know that's how it worked. That makes total sense.
Yeah,
That's
that
how it works.
sounds like I didn't realize that it was like a coding issue that
Right.
we just can't make it work like that.
So what they ended up doing was, now you have to move ore from your ore hold into your normal hold, let it go into the thing, and then move the results to wherever you're going, which added to them, when they first did it, they were like, oh, this is fine. It's just a little bit of an extra thing. It's actually kind of
It's a
engaging.
lot of work,
But no,
though.
the player base did not see that at all.
No. I can easily see that. Like, I mean, I don't even use oracles, but I see that as because your main hold is not good. That means that you can't just be like, all right, this is going to take 6 hours to compress all this. Set it cycling. You can't do it like that. You
Right.
have to every single time be moving ore over to let it reload. Like, that sounds like a
And
giant pain.
somebody
So-
who pointed
That
means
means you're gonna have to spend
yesterday to me,
hours actively loading your module
CCP
to
has
compress
gone
it.
through many changes of trying to take clicks out of the game. So I'm
Right.
glad to see that they see that this is not going to work. They're going to change
Yeah,
it. Because
what-
remember
Yeah.
the last PI change? Well, that was what it was all about, right? They made a huge PI change it's a few years ago now, but it was about taking clicks out, right? So I'm glad that they
Yep.
see that this
Can
is
they
bad.
not
and
just?
Yeah.
I mean, it would require recoding it and taking it off the test server, recoding it, and then bringing it back to test. But it's like, why
That's the
didn't
way
they
it
just
should be
design
done.
it
That's
like
the way it
a
should be done.
triage module or a siege
Well-
module to have it pull from a different hole and not have ammo that you have to load into it?
The fact that
Well,
they're
no,
not going
they
to do
have
the
it use
fucking
it X
compression.
amount per cycle.
Everyone should be very happy about that. That they were a problem was pointed out by the players. They saw it, recognized that the players are correct, and now they're taking steps to fucking rectify it. This is the way it's
Well-
supposed to work. This is awesome.
But they said they would do that twice in the devlog. They said they would do it 3
Yeah.
paragraphs in, get on the test server, get on the official forum, tell us what's wrong. They said it at the end of it, right? Go on the test server and fucking figure it out. They said it, and when Rattati was in that interview, he said it again. Like, we're looking at player input, and we're making changes already. So of course they're going to do that. They were always going to do that.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
way
know why
that this-
everybody's shocked that they're doing it.
because people like to spread a lot of pessimism about CCP and like try to hold them to their
Right.
older ways when features would be left completely fallow for years.
Isn't
but-
that frustrating?
Yeah, incredibly. Honestly, it's frustrating, not because I have to deal with all these stupid people, but it's like, honestly, a lot of these guys have incredibly good points. These are people that know way more about mining and what it's like to do this world and to live in this life than even I do. But it's like, I have been posting that GIF of like, you're not wrong, you're just an asshole, like at least 3-4 times a day in some context. It's like, I'm not arguing with you because I think you're
Assholes.
wrong. I'm arguing with you because I think that your argument is undermining your point, but I think your point is important.
So we're about it the wrong way.
Yeah. So,
The,
but
um,
but the thing is that, like, so CCP, it really does seem like CCP was planning or didn't have this as a night, like the way they wanted to do it. But late in the development, once the design was already done, when it went to implementation, they were like, oh, hey, yeah, by the way, we can't do it this way. Or more importantly, it would take us 4 more weeks of development effort, 2 more cycles in order to be able to just build it this way. Or we could just have people put it in the normal hold. And then they tried it out and they were like, oh, this is all right. And so, like, in their mind, it was just like, this is an acceptable compromise to the original design. But then when it hit the players, they were like, it became apparent that it was not an acceptable compromise. So pulled back.
Well, good. Is that on the official forum where they're publishing all these changes?
Yes.
Is that,
Mhm.
okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
CCP, the other one, shoot, I can't remember her name right now.
Darwin. It's Darwin. Darwin does
it's
it all.
Darwin. Darwin is if you can't think of a CCP name, it's Darwin.
Darwin, yeah, exactly. If you're not sure, Darwin did it. Yeah.
Even if you know,
CCP Psych.
like,
Psych. Okay.
Yeah,
I
Psych
just posted
posted it.
the link in Twitch chat.
And honestly, the update is worth looking at because it also just kind of lays out a lot of the changes a lot better. One of the things I really like is that it has graphs of yield amounts both before and after. So you can very clearly see that, yes, the Rockwall does in fact go down in its maximum potential, but all of the other barges are going up.
Right.
And You know,
So that was one thing. Like again, like during the Alliance tournament, some of the stuff that people were posting, I was a little confused about. So some of the stuff where people were saying like the end of scarcity, I was a little, obviously I didn't know all the details. So, but there was some where they're saying like this is not like new players trying to get into mining. This is gonna hurt them. It's like
no.
they're buffing the ships that are quicker and easier to get into than the like them buffing the newer player mining ships.
No,
So
that was
what
complete
what
bullshit.
that was pearl clutching and think of the children. That's all that was.
Right.
No, it was worse. Like we get that all the time. Like I see that all the time. To be honest, in Eve, like think of the new bros. That's fine. It was so
this is a buff
terribly
to new bros that we're
flagrant.
mining, because like the earlier ships that they can get into faster are getting buffs. Like that.
Right.
This
Well,
helps
beyond
them.
just that,
This does not help the
like-
veterans and the Rorquals.
As CCP Rattati put it, the big problem is that the fact that the Rorquals exist in this meta is actually a suppressing factor on anyone attempting to get into any low-level mining, right? Because you're being overwhelmed by, one single Rorqual is overwhelming how many miners? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if the high-end throughput is that high, it makes the other people. This is what I've been saying since scarcity. It's like, yeah, sure, it might be harder to find the rocks or whatever, but once you do it, they're worth more.
Right. Well, and like I don't do much mining, but I mean like before these changes, I mean what is one Rorqual? It's like what 3 or 4 Hulks equivalent almost.
Do you know what the disgusting part about it though is? The only reason why they were claiming about New Bros was because of the waste. And the only reason why they were bitching about New Bro waste is because excavators had the same waste as New Bros.
Right.
I guarantee you.
But the thing is, like,
which
that's
is why
only
I
for
love the
Tech
change.
1 miners. I mean, once
Right.
you get to, you have to trade up into the Tech 2 miners, but that doesn't take
Right.
that long.
But excavators
me-
have the same waste as Tech 1 miners. Therefore, by complaining about New Bros waste, they are also complaining about excavator waste.
Right.
But they didn't change the excavator waste, did they?
They did
only
change
buffed
it. No,
Okay.
it's now 60% instead of 100%. No, all
So
of the
now
waste
excavators
got a
get
little bit improved.
buff.
It is now. What's funny is that there's actually a very clear message, right? It used to be, oh, excavators are as bad as the worst, the New Bro equipment. But now it's no, excavators are the worst, the most inefficient way, the way that will generate waste the most of all of the different ways that you can generate waste without
Right.
like using sea crystals.
The-
So
and-
it's like very clear. No. We want you to be able to mine your heavy amount, but we also want you to have the most waste. So we'll remove the waste from Tech 1 modules. Tech 1 modules now have 0 waste.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah, they went the other way. So the lower quality it is, the less waste it is.
So they're the most efficient, but they
Yeah.
still pull
Well,
in the
faction.
least per cycle. So I mean, like
Exactly.
your rate is shit, but you get more in the long run for the same belt.
Yep.
I guess is the
Faster things have more potential for waste, with faction stuff
which
helping
kind of makes a little
compensate.
sense. I mean, like what Don was saying. I mean, you go to the big farms with like massive combines and harvesters and all kinds of, like you're gonna have some waste as opposed to people going out and like or let's do like the grape thing, like vineyards. You have like the machine that goes and like straddles the grapevine, like does it all automatically. You're gonna lose grapes that way as opposed to someone going and hand picking all the grapes off the vines. But
Yeah.
Honestly, I wish they would make waste into an asset. Make it into something that we could use some other way. I don't know. I don't have the answer of how or what, but why not? I mine X
Yes,
amount
Gaurav.
of Velspar. I've got X amount of waste, but I can come in with another ship, and that waste is still in the field. I can suck it up somehow and use it to do something else. I don't know what, but to me, that seems like you could have both things and then not hurt the economy doing it. You can make it into something that's not going to help build ships. It does something different, but it does something, as opposed to being just absolute waste and loss. Make it do something else. To me, I don't know about coding wise. Maybe it's a nightmare, but to me, it seems like there's a way to do this and get both what CCP goals, what they want, and what the players kind of think they want. I always say what they think they want because they usually don't know really what they want.
yeah. So real
Well, coding
quick,
wise, sorry.
I was just going to clarify in chat. So Gaurav was asking like waste supply is worse efficiency, right? So Waste, regardless of whatever your waste chance is not going to affect how much you pull in per cycle of your miner. You're still going to get the same amount. But if you have waste, it's going to destroy some of the minerals left over in the rocks. So if you're having a much higher waste, then you're going to get less overall minerals out of before the asteroid's destroyed. But you're still, each cycle is going to pull in the same amount. You're not going to like lose income of minerals. You're going to lose the overall total minerals that you have available to harvest in the long run. So by having lower waste and being more efficient, you're going to get more minerals out of the entire belt. Overall.
Yeah, that said, better crystals greatly increase yield. Like if you want to increase yield, it's through crystals usually.
So, okay, I have a question on that. The way I read it, maybe I'm reading it wrong, is if you with the new changes, we're going to double the amount of ore, but if you use Tech 1 crap, you have a 100% chance of it there being waste, right? Which basically brings you back down to what it is currently right now, correct? But
100%
if you use
waste is what you're
if you
getting
use
right now.
Fraction or Tech 2 equipment, you get less chance of waste. Therefore, there is actually an increase in yield, correct?
Not an
Or
increase
no?
in yield per cycle, an increase in total minerals available to mine.
But
So
okay,
total
to get
yield,
more-
yes. Throughput, no.
Yeah, so it'll take you
Throughput,
longer
no,
to mine all
okay.
those, but you'll get more out of the belt.
So a couple things. First of all, again, according to the changes that were updated today, they've reversed it. So now Tech 1 modules and Tech 1 drones have a 0% chance of waste.
Ooh.
Tech 2 modules have a 34% chance of waste. Faction modules also have a 0% chance of waste. Augmented drones have a 40% chance. An excavator drone has a 60% chance. Use
Then
of
what,
Type
what
A.
are people complaining about then?
No, this is the change that has now calmed a lot of people down.
Oh, okay. So before it was a 100% chance, right? Am I wrong?
Yes.
about that?
100%,
yes,
there's a 100% chance to take 1 and take 2 drones.
I was
Yeah.
like an
Yes.
asshole, like, well, shit, I thought it was 100%.
All drones.
It was 100%,
Yeah,
but now
basically
it's
all,
not.
all
Yes.
drones, which I think includes excavate, those are counted as drones, right?
So I thought they listened
no.
to the pledge and they made
Oh.
changes accordingly.
'Cause that was the
Excavator
thing I was
drones,
confused about.
all drones and excavators used to be all 100%.
Okay.
But now Tech 1 drones are 0%, Tech 2 drones is 34%, Augmented is 40%, and Excavator is 60%.
Okay.
Shouldn't it be the other way around, though?
No.
No.
The,
'Cause-
the higher the percentage, the more chance of it causing waste.
Yeah.
You want 0%.
No, I know. But I'm saying, shouldn't it be 34% at Tech 1 and Tech 2 is 0%? Using
No.
the better
No,
equipment
no,
gives
no.
you less
It
chance of
basically
No,
waste.
they're saying, like,
because
higher
this goes back to
yields-
the the equipment that newbies are going to use don't have the penalty of waste. You only have to take on the burden of waste now once you start going up the yield track. In fact, also it's worth noting that
Okay.
20%
all right.
20% chance of waste has been added or is also now on the type B crystal. So if you're using the high yield crystal, you actually increase your chance of waste by 20%.
Yeah.
No,
so
I mean, when Darwin just pointed it out,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
mine
Wait,
faster, waste more.
waste more. That makes sense.
Yeah, because
I-
like the
I-
higher
I-
the higher
that
tech
makes
of
sense,
drones, the more cycle amount you're gonna pull in, but that means that you're
You
gonna
go
waste.
outside and you start shoveling the
So-
ground. If you shovel really, really fast, you're gonna be less efficient than if you take your time and shovel.
If you use a backhoe,
Sorry,
you're
right?
gonna probably miss more than if you use a shovel and specifically get exactly what you want.
I'm good with this. So once again, fucking system works. Proposed, not good. Players complain. CCP looks at it, says, "Oh yeah, you're right. Let's change it." Now the new proposal, much better than the first proposal. Why is anybody still complaining? Or are they not?
There was
He
other.
is.
So,
Well-
so now I don't know about the protest. There was other things. Not to get off the mining thing too much, but there were other points and issues that people were getting mad at. One was like that no one was listening to the CSM. Again, the CSM is
some of them. I get it.
They run the ideas by the CSM, and some of the CSM is like people aren't going to like that, but some of the CSCP is like, well, we're doing it. Sorry, I mean the
Here's the
CSM
thing.
does not. The
CSM is not
CSM
the-
is
they're
not
the decision
Congress.
makers.
The CSM is like what do you call them?
Advisors at
like,
best.
The CSM is more like lobbyists. This is
Lobbyists,
probably
yes,
a terrible
yes,
analogy.
yes.
Don't listen to me, but
It's a good analogy.
They're
No,
like
that
CSM
actually is a
Yes.
perfect
so
analogy.
they're like lobbyists.
They're
They
somewhere
try to
between
get something
lobbyists and
through.
focus group.
They try to get something through, but the thing is, CCP is the Congress. They actually make the
Lobbyists
decisions.
of
so.
children, though. That's what they are.
The other thing is that other stuff I was seeing is like people are protesting all kind. They were protesting the induction of NFTs. In my opinion, who gives a fuck? Like, do you think people are like, oh, but it's gonna mess with things? It's like, do you think anyone is actually going to want to buy Eve Killmail NFT? Like, do you think that actually is gonna have a market? And one,
Yeah.
it's a real world item. You can't sell it.
Does
for
it matter?
ISK. You're not gonna be able to sell those NFTs for ISK. You can sell them for like crypto, or I don't even know how that shit works. But
So the
Yeah, it's just a
the
fun side
idea
thing.
the idea was
it's a
that
joke. It's a fun thing.
if you sold the kill mail, 10% of the sale price would go to CCP. That's how they were going to make money. But the problem is, if I sell you something that's completely fucking worthless for absolutely $0, how much of that is 10%?
Right, because
It's
like
fucking zero.
Like no
Well,
one's
It's a
gonna buy
fucking
the
useless,
NFT kill mails.
worthless thing.
What's-
It was a
CCP
gimmick.
didn't put any
It
effort
was-
into this. It was a third
Some
party that
fucking
did.
company came to CCP and went, "Hey, you want to get on the NFT wagon? We can make NFTs out of kill
Well,
mails."
I-
And Hilmar
Well,
was like,
what's-
"Yeah, sure, whatever, let's
I-
do it."
I
What's
think-
crazy about this though is that like CCP are the losers. If they're scamming anyone, they're scamming themselves.
True.
Because CCP have to pay to mint these NFTs.
Do they or do, that's a good question.
That's how
why-
NFTs work.
Yeah, that's
you
why-
need
Unless the company came to them and said, "Hey, we're going to do this. We're going to
No,
comp
but
you
you
for
have
this
to
and see
mint
how it
them.
goes."
Yeah,
no,
like
the
you said, you
act
have
of forging the NFT consumes whatever blockchain, Bitcoin, usually Ethereum
Yeah.
or whatever. I can't remember what they used for this
in
one, but like
theory, they use some weird one that I've never heard of.
Miami coin
Yeah.
or NFC coin
There-
or something like that.
so
the
there's a-
0.00001 things. Yeah.
there's a legitimate cost, including environmental costs, which is why a lot of
They
people
should
have
have done with
real problems
Dogecoin,
with it.
I think, but
I agree.
I mean, if
But-
they're doing it for the memes, it should have been with Doge. But
But
to,
it is-
to the moon and shit or whatever the fuck it is.
But if I could be a little bit white knighty about it, first of all, I think that the overall thing that they did was kind of silly. But it is true that Hilmar has an interest in blockchain, and blockchain technology does have some very interesting implications for gaming. In particular, like the idea of having like a
Tarkov.
module with history, right? Like that is the kind of thing that you could have with this kind of technology. And so them playing with it is not by itself a bad thing, but the entire topic has become radioactive in the public
Right,
space
and-
due to scams and everything else. So it's not, it's bad optics. That's all.
Yeah, the thing is, like,
It was Tezos.
Yeah.
Tezos is the company.
Okay, Tezos. I was thinking that, honestly, in my opinion, I thought the whole, like, NFTs for the kill mails, I thought that was meant to just be like, NFTs are a fad right now, and so let's just get on this and just, as a joke. That's why they probably didn't do it through, like, a very valuable blockchain crypto, or crypto, I mean, and so, honestly, the NFTs are pretty much worthless. I mean, they only have value if someone wants to buy them, and I don't know of anyone that wants to buy an Alliance Tournament kill mail NFT. I don't see that actually having any value anywhere, at any time. So the fact that people are upset about these makes no sense. It's like they're not valuable. No one's going to make anything off of them. Why do you? It's more like just bragging rights. Like, hey, I got. It's like items in game, like the little storyline items in game or something.
Real quick, we are getting questions about like what is NFTs, what is blockchain? Can I quickly like
Yeah.
give
Go
an
for it.
overview?
Go.
Okay, great. So blockchain technology is the idea of having what is effectively a public ledger, right? So like transactions within the blockchain is shared throughout all of the agents that are holding onto the public ledger. The ledger remains accurate because no one can manipulate the ledger because everyone has their own copy of it, right? So that is why you can do things like keep track of who owns what Bitcoin on a blockchain that simultaneously provides absolute assurance that it doesn't get tampered with, but also pretty good anonymity because you're just basically assigned a code. Okay, great. So you take that basic concept and you say, okay, well, this blockchain thing has entries that says like, okay, well, this guy owns this thing. Okay, well, he's transferred it to this person. He's transferred it to this person. Like that's literally all that's left, all in the records. NFTs take those records and say, okay, well, this block of like acceptable data is now associated with this other thing, and therefore you can authenticate the fact that this NFT is owned by this person because of the nature of how blockchain keeps track of things. Which brings me to the conclusion of all NFTs are certificates of authenticity. That's fucking it. It's not the music. It's not the image. It's not the nothing. Everybody likes to make.
It's not copyright.
Yeah, everybody
anything.
likes to troll about it. It's literally just a certificate of authenticity. It's a note on a server that says you, quote, own it. That's it.
Yeah.
If you think that's a scam, it's a scam.
Yeah, and so the thing is, like, think of like GIFs or anything like that. let's just say like a meme. Like, take a meme template. Let's say the original meme template for the the Star Wars, like the Anakin and Padme thing, like the but this right, and then his face like
Right.
this right.
Yeah.
Let's just say that with no text on it, you got the NFT for that. You own the quote unquote original of that GIF, but that doesn't mean that you own it in like a trademark or copyright fashion, that you get to decide who gets to use it, who gets to copy it, who gets to
Yeah.
distribute it.
You know
don't. You own nothing but technically, quote unquote, the original, but everyone can right click, save that image, have it for themselves, and distribute it and use it however they want without your permission, and it doesn't matter. So that's why, in my opinion, NFTs are worthless, because it doesn't give you any owner or anything more than just the technical ownership of something, but it doesn't give you any control of what you own. So why own it?
Correct. The NFT does not confer any sort of rights over the thing in which the NFT is a token for. Now, to real quick, the word NFT, the reason why this matters, and the actual reason why this is kind of exciting to people, NFT stands for non-fungible token. This stems from things like Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is this whole like encrypted thing where it's scarcity and blah 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 with the blockchain to pass it around. And that's all fair and good. But the problem is that every Bitcoin is the same as every other Bitcoin once it's produced, right? So if I sell you 5 Bitcoin and then buy 5 Bitcoin from somebody else, I have exactly the same thing, and I don't need to double check that.
Mm-hmm.
The currency is fungible. So by taking units of this currency and associating it with individual, unique things that are tangible and real, that makes those tokens non-fungible. They're still just a coin, but now this coin is associated with this thing and none of the other coins are. That is actually what NFTs are.
Okay. Also, I have to ask, because I'm not sure. I was looking on Twitter earlier, and there's a bunch of people saying two different things. But did you see that apparently someone hacked into and pirated all the NFT stuff that are backed by Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think? And they pirated the whole library. It was like 20 terabytes of data worth of NFTs, and they somehow, instead of making it, they somehow like made direct copies of the NFTs themselves, is what I was gathering. And so everyone was saying like they just funged the non-fungible tokens and just and so I don't know if that's true, because there's other people saying like, no, that's fake, that doesn't work like that, and there's other people like, no, they did this. So I'm like, I'm not tech savvy enough to know which side is right, but apparently the NFTs might not be so NF. I guess.
They're all
watched a
funged
video.
up.
I watched a video that says all money is fake, but some money's more fake than others.
That's true.
Well, of course that's true.
It's very true.
Yeah. Well, and that's honestly the issue with NFTs is the environmental thing, right? Like the actual generation of a lot of this cryptocurrency is just like literally it's like we have commodified climate change. Like literally like you get nothing out of it and you just cause damage to the environment. It is the weirdest thing. But there is actually a precedent for where this all stems from. There was this cat. There was this website that you could go to where
Dom looks good right now, baby. All right. Sorry.
Where you-
Sorry, Ath. I'm
No
sorry.
problem. I can't remember the cat. I can't remember the cat website, but it was like you would get. They would sell these cats, and each cat was unique. Like each cat had like, basically behind the scenes, each cat was actually just like a code for all of the different attributes that it could have that was generated. And so and then that code, when it was viewed by the system, came out a cat. So each cat was unique, and then you could breed them and make like new ones that were based on the qualities of yours. And they would release a few of them every once in a while. And so like you'd buy them, and then it was yours, and then that was it. You can trade them around, but like that's how they were generated. You didn't just buy like generic ones or anything like that, right? It was digitized Beanie Babies, and you know what? It fucking worked. Like people spent a lot of money on these things, even though literally all you were buying was, hey, this string of of attributes is my string of attributes. That is it, and it was wildly successful.
There's a lot of
Yeah, but
suckers out there.
you cannot. Stupidity can't be used as a basis, right? I mean, you can trick people into doing all kinds of shit. I mean, look at me. I get tricked into shit all the time.
It was just called CryptoKitties, by the way. I saw some people.
Thundercats, I think it was called.
Oh, damn, I was gonna say like
Samurai Pizza Cats was another good one.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I like that.
But yeah, that's all the CryptoKitties basically just took the, like, you know, because each Bitcoin or whatever ends up being like a formula or whatever. This is actually the edge of what I understand. So, you know, and every one of them ends up as a result, more or less. And so these CryptoKitties,
or a fraction of a result, yeah.
right. So these CryptoKitties are just basically, they take a result and they throw it through an interpreter, and it outputs attributes of a semi-randomized kitten.
I am alive, Cypher. I just haven't been playing, buddy.
what's up,
Sorry,
Cypher?
I missed you. I miss you so much,
Wait,
man.
is Cypher in Bastion too?
Yeah,
What?
he's back, buddy.
I was like, last time he was in what, MPX. Is he MPX then? I'm guessing.
No, he's in Omni Defense Corp.
Oh, okay.
They're
I
fucking
was like,
kick
last
ass
time he was in
bunch of
Bastion.
guys.
I think I was in Bastion, but
I think he was in MPX when you were there too.
yeah.
So I just
So
got
do
to
you-
point. I just got to tell a story about Bitcoin. Every time somebody mentions it, I
You
like
farm
the
it?
story because it makes me happy. So Rafe Collins, the old host of Blue Space Nerds with me, his wife threw away a thumb drive with 3 Bitcoin on it. Had the code for 3 Bitcoin. She didn't know what it was.
Womp.
That's like 100
Yep.
something thousand now, isn't it? Or 90.
Almost 200,000 now, right now.
Wait,
Yep.
I thought they were like 30 something thousand.
68, I believe, right
What
now.
the fuck? Oh my god! See,
They were
feel
the
like
other
you're gonna
day,
hear-
68, yeah.
You're
So,
gonna
yeah,
get a lot of stories like that over the years.
Bitcoin on this fucking thumb drive. She
It-
didn't
it
know what it
depends-
was. Found it in the drawer. It was like an old like 16 meg thumb drive. She didn't know what it was. She's like, well, that's fucking useless. Tossed it.
There's all
Big-
kinds of stories like that where like somebody's computer got thrown out and on the hard drive there's 100 Bitcoin and then
Oh,
people
God,
are
we're
still
just- you
sifting
just
through
told-
landfills looking for it and shit. And they're like, okay.
It's like,
Or
There
like
was
the
some
stories
guy-
of like in the early days of Bitcoin, you could buy a pizza with 5
Definitely
Bitcoin
check
and
it.
now
It's
that
like that
pizza's
with-
worth
yeah.
like almost $1 million.
It's like that
Yeah,
with
it's
anything.
crazy.
I mean, I've heard stories of like, you know, people getting rid of their, you know, their kids. Like, let's just sell these kids toys, and like, just had his stuff in the attic. My kid's like 30 now, but you know, he used to play this game Magic the Gathering, and they'll just put packages out there. It's like old alpha packs that have like, you know, a almost mint condition Black Lotus, which are like $40,000 now, and it's just a cards, and they're like, they give it away for like $5. It's like,
It's the grandma with the Ferrari
It's
in her
not- yeah.
It's
garage,
not
right?
mint condition, but I do own the original Millennium Falcon.
the actual
The
ship.
whole
Does
thing?
does it go in
It's
space?
the toy. I'm telling you, I still have it. I still have that motherfucker from 1978 or 77, maybe. I don't
You
remember.
got the box?
I do
You're
not.
top,
It's not
like-
in condition out of the box, but I still own that motherfucker.
So I found an article based on what you guys were just saying, because I remember back the last time Bitcoin like really surged up, this story kicked off. So it's from like January. This guy, his Bitcoin wallet is now worth 240 million, but he forgot his password, and it only gives you 3 chances.
And then
So now he's got
permanently
2 more
locked?
chances, and then if he fails, it just is locked.
And there's no, you can't like, I forgot my password because
Yeah,
it's not,
no,
it's not breaking
nope.
There's
anybody.
no 2FA.
That's what he's talking
There's
about.
no calling
no,
Bitcoin
that's-
support. There's no like
There's no-
tweeting at
There's no-
Bitcoin to try and help.
What he needs to do
You're done.
is hire some kind of like hypnotherapist to like go back into his like mind and just like the therapist should be like, I'll take a quarter of what you get if I help you with this.
Well, if that's the case,
a
I
good
would-
idea.
I would drink to blackout first and then try it. 'Cause
Yeah.
maybe when he's blacked
Okay,
out.
that's
it'll
for
be good.
one password try, and then do it sober for the
Yeah.
second time.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if the hypnotherapist can't do it, then he owes the guy $1 million.
No, it's
Little
not,
insurance
but you are
policy, you
correct,
know,
yeah.
like that's called gambling. I like it. I should facilitate this and also take $500,000.
Because you are the gambling master.
Either way it goes.
You've set up many gambling sites, some good
Dude, I went gambling last
sites.
weekend because it was my roommate's birthday, so we went to the Quest Casino out here, and I went to the roulette table. I'm like, oh my god, okay, so I could have. I was making a joke to I don't know, it was Delana or Raina. I was telling one of them, I was like, I'm just gonna like go to the casino and like I'm gonna win my FanFest money going.
Sudacon's right. Yep.
So I went there with a couple $100, took $100 to the blackjack table, lost that because I'm bad at blackjack. I'll split on double threes because I don't give a fuck. And then went over to the roulette table, and I always like for the end of the night, I always take half of my money. I go to the table, just put it all on one thing. Usually I do like the dozens because it's like 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 payout. But I went there, no open seats. My roommate was there at the thing gambling, and I was sitting there. I was like, I'm gonna just go put it all on 15, and just either come out with $3,600 or go home with zero. And so I got there, no open seats. My roommate turns around, he's like, pick a number. I'm like, 15, because that's what I was gonna pick. Fucking hits 15, but I didn't have any money on there because there's no open seats. He put $2 on it, won like $70 or something like that. And I was like, I should have just gave him $100 and be like, hey, put this on there too.
You could have bought a boat.
Dude, no, I probably would have went to FanFest with it, but now I'm not going. And then I sat down. I was like, well, now I can't pick 15. I got to pick another number. I put it on 24. It was not 24, so I just lost $100. But man, can't do it twice.
I had a similar experience 2 weekends ago. Took all my Twitch points, put them on the Alliance tournament team.
Yeah, I put them all on templates and lost, and I also put all mine on
cannon tornadoes. Auto cannon tornadoes, and that's it.
Every time I went all in on a team, I lost. It was on us. It was on Boundary Experts. I'll go ahead, Ash.
Using channel points for betting was a masterstroke.
It
was fucking brilliant.
Yes, it was. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I like that.
For you.
Well, I like that there was actually something worth, because it was one thing like, yeah, it's fun to gamble, but it's like, what can I get with this? They actually made it worthwhile. There was skins to get. There was so there was like the 10,000 points for like the whatever skins they regularly put out, but there was a couple times like during some of the breaks where they actually had like some nice one of them was just raffles you can enter into, which was nice. But then
was it the partner skins?
Galnet.
Is that the partner skins?
No. It's the CCP TV skins, the pink ones with the flashing plates.
So there were some nice ones to go into. And then the raffle was I tried to get into the raffle for the it was like the Rifter USB port thing. Didn't win it, but someone else did.
There's a piece to this that I think kind of went under the radar, which is that this system, from my understanding, according to the interview that I had, is going to remain in place. In other words, if you keep watching CCP TV shows, you will continue to accumulate channel points, and you can redeem them anytime you hit the 10K. You can redeem them for a skin, which I think is also really cool.
I like that. Yeah.
Is the skin automatically applied to your account, or do you get it so you can sell it?
I think they whisper you a code because you can.
It's a bot. I received an Eve mail that gave me a code with instructions on how to redeem it.
Yeah, because you can link your in-game name on their thing with the exclamation point IGN. But I'm assuming if you don't do that, they'll probably just whisper. The bot will whisper you with the code in Twitch. Is my guess.
Well, it's an in-game mail that you receive.
Well, that's if you link your in-game character. Yeah. But if you haven't linked your in-game character, I would assume they'll just whisper your Twitch account with the code.
I think I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think you might have to link your in-game character.
Oh.
I would say too bad, so sad, probably.
Oh man, I almost find like that's an oversight though.
Does the code automatically put the skin like in your list of skins, or do you get like the skin?
It goes into your redeem window.
Yeah, it's redeemable.
Redeem window?
It doesn't automatically apply to you. It just goes into your redeem window, so you can sell it.
Excellent. Good.
That's what you're asking, right? Yeah.
Yep, it's 100% a skin. It's the same as if you would won a skin from a giveaway, or actually the same as the partner skins. It's the exact same process.
The scope skins are pretty fucking hot, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like them. I'm a skin bitch though, so I mean, there's that.
This month is the Vedmak.
Jordan had a pretty sexy skin on his Ashamu the other day.
Hell
That's what you have.
Wait. I think this month is Vedmak, which means if I'm not mistaken, that means that next month has to be the Gila. Maybe I could be wrong.
Is that how
I appreciate your Gila pronunciation.
Get the order on the list. Is that what you're going by?
They only introduced. They gave out 12 skins, one for each month. It's December. We're down to one.
Left, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, you know what's gonna start working next month?
The Gila's already out. Okay, okay. Then maybe
I was asking me my fucking.
Well, then what is it?
You know what's gonna start working next month is those Yaoli skins.
The Yule skin. Yeah, the Yule skins.
Oh, they do. I
Oh, yeah,
love
yeah.
those.
Yeah, I like those. How they start counting up with the lights.
I call that my ugly sweater skin because
Yeah.
just like Christmas.
I
you
got one
put
for
on
my
your ugly
arc,
sweater.
and I think I got. Did I give you one, LB?
Maybe.
I think
I might have
I gave
one.
some out as gifts on OpenComs one time to like the other host members. So I kind of wish I'd given one out as like a giveaway, but I think I gave you one. I gave Rain one. I think I gave Dirk.
Are you talking about the scope ones?
No.
What's it
Yule.
called?
It's like
Yuli ones.
Yule. It's
Star.
like
Yule Star.
YOUL something. I think I gave you like a Stratios one because I saw you were flying Stratioses a lot, or maybe an Astero. One of the two.
I got a sterile one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yule
I was
Star.
trying to like get ones for ships that I knew you guys flew because I didn't want to give you one for a ship that you never flew. So you were doing streams with like scanning and stuff with the Asteros a lot. So
You didn't give me a skin. What the hell?
you weren't on
And
the
Yeah,
show
there it
yet.
is.
It is.
That
It
thing.
is
I already have
kind
that.
of
Fuck with you.
oddly spelled, but it is designed to be pronounced Yule, as in
Yule.
the actual like winter holiday. It's a tongue-in-cheek thing. So there are two different events that gets conflated. There's the Yuli conference, which was when the four empires came to peace, and that's what the YC calendar is based off of. Or actually, no. The peace is not actually necessarily based on, or the calendar is not necessarily based on the peace, because the calendar is based on the Yule conference, which happened on the ship Yule. That's why it's called
Oh.
that.
I thought it was for
And
the
that-
Yule lads. But
That's the out of game. Like
oh, okay.
that's YULE. That's the real version of Yule. But the reason why Yule, as in YC, is that way is because it was the Jovian ship that the meeting happened on when they decided on regular time tracking within the cluster, which is why the calendar is set to it,
Okay.
which is why we celebrate our New Year's with it.
Yeah.
But again, it is just a cheeky way to call it a New Year's Yule.
Gotcha.
Yo, what is this Friendship League one? Where does that come from?
Is that the one that's coming for the events? I can't remember.
We just
No.
got it, didn't we? I thought it just
I'm
came
I
out.
looking at a
I don't think-
Friendship League skin
I don't
for the
think-
Astero, and it looks fucking sexy.
I don't think we've been given. I don't think that's been made available yet.
I
if
got
remember
a
correctly.
I got a cool Astero one now. It's the it is one of the partnership skins, but I think I got it not because we're a partner. I think it was a drawing on Rain's stream. She like I won something. She's like, you want a Steam game, like a $2 Steam game? I'm like, hell no, give me a skin.
No, the friendship ones came out. I got the Stratios Friendship League skin. So they're
okay,
out.
let me go look.
I don't
Look at
remember how I
those.
got it though. I don't remember where it came from.
Let me go look.
I have to go look at these. Are they cool looking? Are they good?
Yeah.
I'm sharing my screen. You can see it right now.
August.
I don't see
On
it.
the Stratios, it makes the like that the circle, the inside of the circle on the back of the
Oh!
Stratios. It makes it like real. It's fucking cool.
I know what it is.
Who's for Vegas?
Yeah, it's from Vegas.
Yep, he's Vegas. That's right.
Okay,
Yep.
well we had a second of it.
It's fucking.
Well, basically they made it for
That's cool looking.
for several Eve gatherings, but yeah, Eve Vegas.
Is it?
one.
Because usually they do like each battery has its own. I thought.
Yeah.
in
They
Invasion?
They did that for World Tour.
Yeah, with World Tour
is
they
that
did
what
that.
they did it for?
Yeah,
Okay.
with the different meetups, you get a random skin, a random of some amount of skins for. Because I think I got an Astero one. That's the thing is like I got a bunch of cool Astero skins now, and it's like I can't wear them all at the same time.
I know.
There's a
And
lot
it's
of neat skins for the Astero.
Yeah, sister
And it
ships are
cloaks.
the best for skins.
I can't pronounce it,
the
but it's
With the
in
exception
the
of the
Semiotique Superluminal.
Yes, I got the one for the Stratios for that
Yeah.
too. That's
I will
fucking
say
badass.
that the sister ships have some of the coolest skins, with the exception of the Vital Shift Ego skins. Those are some sexy skins.
all are sexy, no
You know,
matter
you-
what.
And then
You know,
also,
the
what's
only
that
thing-
one I had on the Ashimu? What is that? It's got
Vampire
I
Hex?
don't know.
Yeah, the
Probably.
vampire hex skins.
I got
are
that one too. That's a
excellent.
good
Those
one,
are
yeah.
great.
Without even looking at it, I guess.
Yeah, I was
what
like
skin you're
flashing
talking
lights.
about.
Yeah, well, it's the best at Ashimu. It's the best
I
blade.
don't think the Ashima has very many actually.
Well,
So
there's
Right,
like
well,
six
that's
or
my
eight
point.
of them. There's a decent amount, but it's the best Blood Raider skins.
there's
They're
30,
so good.
30 of them for the Drake. So I mean,
It was really either that or Halloween Horrors, and
Yeah,
you
no,
should
this
probably
one
know
it was
the
really
horror
cool
one.
because I was sitting there looking at the skins. I'm like, oh, I want the vampire hex.
you're
And
talking
then
about
I was
the
like, I was a
one,
cheat. I was like, do I
Ash
buy
Rocky?
it? It was like almost
I
a
love that
billion isk. I'm like, no, but I had like some Plex in my Plex wallet, so I'm like, all right, it's 250. I was like, that's probably better. I'll do that instead. Probably about the same amount it is though, but no, 250 Plex is not 800 million. So I think I got a better deal doing it with Plex.
It's pretty close.
It's
'Cause
close.
it's half a month.
Yeah, it's close.
Depending
it's
on the market.
slightly better because I mean, 500 Plex is no, because I think I sold like 750 Plex for, or I sold 850 Plex for about like 1.6 billion. I mean, so
As of right now, 250 Plex is worth 750 mil.
okay,
GTAS.
it was okay. It's pretty close then. I think I maybe saved.
So
like
say that again. 200 Plex is worth how much?
250.
250 Plex is worth 750 mil at GTAS sell.
Okay, I think I saved
Oh,
about
so
like
it's not bad.
40 million.
So
then.
500 is worth about 1.5
still a deal.
billion. That's right. That's a good deal. Fuck yeah. I'm buying Plex right now, motherfuckers.
Now, see, Calico, Jack, there's definitely people that did, and there's a bunch of people that still make the argument that skins are stupid unless they're on big ships like
Jack,
Cap.
I made that argument. On Close Pictures, I talked so much shit about skins. I mean, I was so against it. I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. I
love
fucking railed against them. You're talking to somebody now who has, well,
I already know where this is going.
Like,
I have
probably more than me.
1,163 activated skins.
Jeez.
Oh man!
All right.
Christ.
I love.
So wait, no,
skins.
you're like me when Magic the Gathering. When I first was introduced to Magic the Gathering, I was like, "This is dumb. I love card games." Nah. And then I had 4,000 cards by within a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. The I like skin, although I mean I played a lot of League of Legends, so I'm like I understand the value of skins. Like you don't play champions without skins. Like
I don't
Scrubs
buy
play without
I don't
skins.
fight any ships without skins. If a
So now I
doctrine
fly
comes
all the way-
to a ship that I don't have a skin for, I go out and buy one immediately
But the
before I
thing-
go join
the
that
Friends
party.
don't let
is-
friends fly naked.
Yeah,
Exactly. Oh my God. Yes, exactly.
But here's
No,
the
you're
difference.
right,
So
you're
like
I've been on fleets where people are like, we're all flying the same skin, and if you don't have it, I'll buy it for you.
Hell yeah.
I've
yeah.
bought skins for. Matter of fact, you
I've
know what?
passed
Let's
them
give some
out at
skins away
least.
tonight. How's that?
okay.
We used to do that.
Shit,
Really?
you gonna make
Like
me
police
look how
comments.
to do giveaways again?
So-
Oh damn it! Do you remember?
So my one complaint about Vital Shift, is that it's only on Caldari ships. And the only reason why that's my complaint
Did you fly
because
Galante?
well, no. Because Vital Shift has first of all, it goes into warp and it changes color. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it goes blue, right?
But it's called Vital Shift. And I pointed this out to CCP. It's like, well, shouldn't it reflect my hit points? And they pointed out that the Vital Shift actually flickers alongside with if you have hull damage or whatever. So it does respond to damage like the rest of your lights, but Caldari ships never sit around in hull long enough for you to notice.
That's true.
That's funny.
Yeah, you need them on Galente for that, but oh, sorry, I did a shot. I don't know. If...
So we need a
Right.
Vital Shift skin for the Brutix. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I did the first
Just hold
the first
tank
CCP
a,
TV.
Chimera.
No,
I
it's
have
too bad that the
1,164 skins now.
only acceptable skin on a Brutix is the police skin.
I
That's
have
a good
so
skin on the Brutix. That's not true, but that's a good looking skin on the Brutix.
I got so my first Galnet skin I got randomly was because they give you a random one was the Brutix Navy issue, and I just took it as a sign.
So the thing with skins though is that a lot of people are like, but no one sees them. It's like you don't, unless you're in a capital. I mean, if you're in a Titan, like the Lava Core Avatar skin is great. You know, everyone sees that kind of stuff on ships that big, capitals. But when you're in a subcap, you're not buying the skins for other people to look at. You're buying it because you get to see your ship. I like having cool looking ships, and I'm flying them. I'm looking at it. No one else is looking at my ship. I mean, the only people that are looking at my ship are when they're shooting at it, but they're not looking at my ship. They're looking at my fucking what do you call
Target.
it?
To those people, I say you're not
Bracket,
so high
that's
and
what I'm thinking
mighty.
of.
When you're sitting in a gate camp or whatever with your buddies, when you've got your big fleet and everybody's in their Mercurials, you're looking around to see which Mercurial skin each
Sometimes,
Mercurial
yeah,
have.
sometimes you do. I know, like LB will be on a fleet. He's like, "What kind of skin you
Skins.
got?" I'm
You're
like,
damn
"Oh,
right.
check it out."
Yeah. There'll be a
You-
flash of color that'll go by the
It's a
ship. and
little
I'm like,
flex,
"Ooh,
yeah, it's a
what's
little
what's that? What's that guy got?"
you think a little bit worse of every single Dominix that doesn't have the Cryptic Mimesis skin. Come on, let's be real. Everyone does it.
That skin too. That's a cool
See-
one.
I'm that person while I'm waiting to bridge a fleet somewhere with my Titan. I will be cycling through my different skins that are my favorites on the ship.
Well,
It's
there's-
been-
All right, easy
Hold up.
there, Scrooge McDuck. Calm
Hold
down.
up. Now, speaking of skins and reasons to riot in Jita, the one thing that is frustrating, from my understanding, the sound change that just came out made it so that the skins, the Safeguard Defender skins that used to go, like the ambulance skins that go, brr, brr, and when you come in and out of warp, they don't do it anymore.
Oh,
That's
fix
what I've heard.
Riot.
Fix that.
Foul.
Yeah, exactly.
You're-
Vegeta!
I'm
You're right,
cloning
yes.
Vegeta right now.
Yeah, let's shoot that
Fuck
monument.
yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's a protest I will sign up for.
Yeah.
Same here.
Fucking
That's like
riot.
Frills
I'm
on the
missing one of
Vagabond
the
level
fucking
stuff.
scope skins. What the hell? The Raven. When did the Raven come out?
Oh, that was a
You mean the
while
ship?
ago.
Yeah.
I think I might have an extra one.
I'll buy it from you.
Yeah, I don't know. I like skins. I've always enjoyed them. I don't
1,000
own a lot. The
64
one thing
skins
that was
now,
like
so-
for people that are just like, well, I want to skin, but I want to spend a bunch of money. Man, I can't remember the name of the line, but it's like the line for the COVID side Project Discovery thing. That line of skins. What are those called again?
Biosecurity.
The
Biosecurity.
biosecurity skins are all great for like,
Oh, they look
and there's
good,
one
don't
for
they? Yeah.
every single ship in the game, and there's so many of them. You go to Jita, and you're probably not going to spend more than 5 to 10 million on each one.
Yep.
So you can
I have
literally get
141
a
of
ship,
those.
a nice looking skin for every ship you fly if you go with that line. So
When in doubt. And for some ships, that's the best skin they have.
I agree. I
I
actually
agree.
really like
The
that line.
Biosecurity is a good looking skin.
Yeah.
The Spirit skin looks really good too, and there's lots of those.
Love those.
That's funny. Like the Spirit skin is probably the skin that I've heard the most differing opinions of. People either love the Spirit and the
Which one is
and
the spirit?
it's the tiger or the leopard spots with red.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Because there's the blue one and then there's the red one. The Spirit one is the red one. But yeah, I know a lot of people that really didn't like it. But especially what it was I think that for a while it was the first or major ubiquitous skin. So it was the skin that like everybody had. It was kind of like the biosecurity that we just talked about.
Yeah.
And so it kind of became like, overplayed on the radio, as it were. So it became cool to not like the Spirit skins because they kind of represented something. But over time, I think it's lost that, and they just look cool again.
I mean, like,
Yeah, those were the ones that were called the Garlean's Gala skins originally, right?
I believe you're correct.
Yes. Yep. Because Angel Cartel.
I mean, like the ones I like the most though is I mean, I fly Logi a lot, and I mean, all the Logi ships have that ambulance skin, the biosecurity or whatever it's called.
Safeguard Defender, and there's another one for the.
What's the scimitar
Emergency
one?
response.
Emergency response.
Water.
Yeah. So like the Simi, the Basilisk. I mean, that's I pretty much run with those.
I have that Frontier Safeguarder one for the scimitar, and I love it because it does the honking thing. But you're telling me it doesn't do it?
That
You
makes
can
me upset too. That was
Confirm
really
it and let
cool
me
aspect.
know. We should submit bug reports or something. No, the one thing I don't like about that Logi skin, the actual like ambulance one,
Yeah.
is that it has the capacitor on the top of it. And again, like if it's going to be
Oh,
there,
does
I
it?
feel like it should accurately reflect your capacitor. But no, it's just a capacitor.
Oh,
wheel.
okay.
Like, it just looks like
Although
a
the thing is,
capacitor
like, in a way that could be detrimental to you.
wheel. I know, but
If
you
someone-
get to choose
because
if you want to use that
If it
skin.
actually accurately showed you capacitor, that could be like some meta shit. If someone's like trying to newt you out, they're like, "Oh, they are newted out. Let me turn it off to save cap." Like. But at the same time, that's like super meta. Like, how many times are you gonna be in that situation? Like, if you get newed
I
out as a
chewed
launch,
on
you're
that.
just dead. So
I chewed on that, and ultimately, it's the person's choice to put on that skin. And so it really becomes like there is a certain value to it because at the
True.
same time, your other Logi friends might be able to notice something about your status.
that's if they're
and they know
right
to
click
look.
look at ship on you though. Like how many times?
Right.
I mean, I don't.
They
right
know
click
to
look
look.
at my
All I have to do is in fleet chat say,
cat
"Hey,
partner.
motherfuckers, look at me." And
Yeah, it's
people
like I
go,
just
I'm
make sure
just saying.
if my cap chain is up, I'm doing my job. If it's not working out for them, they're fucking up on their own. That's their problem.
I'm just saying, I want it.
Yeah.
It's just
It
it
would
doesn't have
be-
to
it
make
would be
sense. I
nice.
just want it.
it'd be just kind of a cool, the immersion. You gotta have the immersion.
Speaking of like things and indicators and stuff in space, did you notice that like in the Reddit post where they're talking about the mining changes, somebody was digging through it and trying them out, and they noted that like apparently on the mining ships there was like hazard symbols and particle effects coming like appearing on the sides of the ship. So I don't know whether or not that was something that's like tied to something or going to be a real thing, but like it's actually really interesting, the idea that like depending on the what configuration of the ship is, like actual effects are around the ship, so you could visually look at that. You know, if they're using a certain type of strip miner, it has a different like indicator on the side, not just looking at the strip
Ooh,
miner
so
itself.
if you're using Type C crystals, it might be a larger hazardous area around the ship since there's more
Oh.
waste.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, but all I know is that for some reason there was like
That'd be something. for
caution
code.
bars on the side of the Venture, and they couldn't explain, or it didn't seem like there was a solid explanation why.
That'd be a thing for code. Make sure they get the best targets that aren't following their permits.
There you go. Oh, it is, since we're talking
Is
about
Code
waste
still
and
doing that?
the
I haven't
crystal
been in
stuff,
the high second in a long time.
there's definitely still gankers. I don't. Code is. I think code is still a thing.
I mean,
They changed to a new alliance though.
A different name
There's,
now, don't they?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
pirate,
Safety.
safety.
Safety,
There you go.
yeah.
That's it.
That's what it is. Where was I?
Cypher, how come you haven't
Oh.
piped up yet?
okay, 'cause I was gonna say Zanus is actually streaming right now. Like I know Zanus runs with those guys. So
The other-
popped up a couple times, but you know, Ash is always, you know, got something to say. Nothing
quiet,
personal,
too.
Ash.
We gotta turn them up.
turn up Cypher.
Oh, is
I
that
like
better?
Cypher.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Cypher? You're one of the few people that's gotten him to shut me up.
I know. I am one of the few. Nah, go ahead, Ash. Go continue, man.
No, it's
I-
yeah, Ash is on a roll, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to also point out, since we were talking about the waste and all that stuff earlier, that one thing that people have thought about that is important to this is that like waste doesn't always have to be a bad thing. There's a lot of people that are thinking that they can use the waste mechanic, including the sea crystals, to burn out the rest of the anomaly or whatever of the ore that they don't want, to allow it to recycle.
Yeah, but if you're doing that, what I get the idea behind that, but you're still going through the time to do it.
The sea crystals waste 18 times more ore than they mine.
Okay, all right, so that makes more sense now. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't help us moonfolk.
But how many people do we actually think are going to do that offensive moon mining or
Oh, I think
offensive mining
I
resources?
honestly foresee the Imperium setting up fleets to go do that to the enemy's area because it's funny. I totally see that happening. I think that's a very
I
much.
was using like an
positive that's happening.
offensive crystal that just
Yeah.
wastes a shitload on purpose. So you
There's things that in this game. One of
You
my
can do it
one of the
fast with
saddest
a
things
lot
for
of
me is when they remove those fucking siphons. I used to love doing that, even though I never made any money doing it. It was nothing but a fucking sink for me. But it was funny because I know it irritated the shit out of people, and that made me happy, right? So I mean, I see this is going to get used.
I don't know, like,
really do.
I-
think guys-
I
think
see
it's gonna
Calico
get used.
Jack with so he's saying like no one's gonna do it more than once. Like yeah, it's fun for like some memes and some just like
Have you heard of the
big
Imperium?
middle finger in the
You
air. But at
do
the same time, it's like,
stupid
are you
shit just
gonna go
because we
spend a
can.
bunch of time mining out a belt and not really getting
No,
much out of it?
I think
purely just
you're gonna see
satisfied?
it. You're gonna see it in high sec. What's gonna happen is because you're gonna get a suspect timer with it, right? You're gonna fly into a belt with a bunch of miners, fire up your C-type crystal. The miners are gonna go ree, and they're gonna send their drones after you. You're gonna get a PvP timer with that whole mining fleet. You're gonna go dock up, undock, come back with some combat ship, start fucking whacking
But if they
miners.
start,
in your belt.
if they
LB,
like
are we
send
gonna do this
drone,
together?
if they send their drones at you, they're gonna get concorded.
I'll do
Should we
that
do this
with you.
together?
That's on
No, no,
me.
no.
Oh, if you have a
you're
suspect
suspect.
timer, they're allowed to attack you.
Yeah.
Once you get a PvP timer,
You
you're
can
allowed to
attack
attack
them
them back.
You got
Yeah.
5
But
Well,
you're
Elby,
not-
would you like to do this together?
Yes, I would.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
plan this. It sounds like fun.
Now I need to train up mining fucking skills so I can use a Type C crystal.
What's
I'm
that
so
take? I don't know what it
I'm-
takes.
I'm so proud of
It'll be
LB, but yes, no,
Lowberry.
this is basically just can flipping without the can.
Oh, it
right.
is. Yes.
It's
I
just
love it.
That's all it is.
It's just flipping.
You just nuzzle up next to them
As
to
somebody who
the mighty
fell
barge
for
and
the
go
can
suspect
flipping
and see what
fucking
happens.
thing, I want to do it to somebody else. I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm so proud that I've never fallen for a single scam except for the what's
Hookers
that
and
one?
Blow in Vegas?
No, what's the one scam where people put up buy orders but they don't have to put all the money
Margin
up?
trading.
Yeah, I
margin
fell for
trading.
the margin trading scam because I thought the markets were safe, and apparently I
Right.
found out the hard way that that's
I
not
can see the
necessarily
buy
true.
order. It's right there.
Yeah. So
How could I not get my money?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know that the
That's the
skill
one that
margin
got me.
trading existed, and then when that happened, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And someone told me about it. I'm like, that's fucked up.
I
That's
didn't-
like a way to scam through the actual legit market system. That's bullshit.
For
I
everybody
didn't think
listening,
about its
that's why we
normal
don't have that
usage.
skill. Yeah, that skill got removed for that reason.
Which
Good,
and that's a
good. Oh, yeah,
bullshit
yeah.
reason.
No,
Even
I
if
yeah, it
someone
was
got that scammed that way. I, as a trader, very much utilized margin trading for the normal thing that it was for.
Right.
Yeah, there was legit use for it. The issue is that it goes along with like things. Ironically, the removal of margin trading is in the same vein as the addition of the power grid CPU, wrong tank or whatever errors that now show up in the fitting window.
Like
It goes
the
back to
player
what CCP
experience.
said, which is that sure, people are still going to make that mistake, but now it's not going to be our fault, right? The problem with margin trading was that it wasn't that you're scamming the person; it's that CCP's scamming the person through you,
Right.
right? Like they're like
They
it's
allowed a
the UI that's
legitimate
tricking you.
They allowed a legitimate scamming technique within a system that is supposed to be not scam. Like scamming, falling for a scam is supposed to be like you
was just
are
an
directly
unintended
dealing with a
consequence.
certain person individually, and not through the organized market system that is supposed to be, buy this, sell this. That it's listed
Right.
here. So
It allowed them to make the UI lie to people. Basically.
right, yeah. And that's why I hated it. I was like, that it's a bullshit thing because the only way to not fall for that scam is if you already know about that skill and how it works and how the scam works. It's not like, oh, you trusted someone that you shouldn't have. It's that you went through a system that, as far as you could tell and what everyone says, works a certain way, and then all of a sudden it didn't, and now you're out a bunch of money. So I fell for that once, found out about it, and never again, but I was like, that's like the one scam where it's like, that kind of wasn't my fault. That was
It took me
that was just a lack of knowledge.
a year and a half or 2.5 years to sell those two Brin's modified thermic hardeners or some obscure bullshit that nobody ever traded.
The funny thing though is the guy that scammed me with that, he then
That was
messaged
dumb.
me saying like, hey, I'll buy those back for you for double what they're worth, even though I bought it from him for I think I bought because it was new to the game. I didn't know what they were worth, but it was like some faction, like small laser for a POS or some shit like that, like some faction Amar laser thing.
Why
And-
did he do that? Did you offer
and-
him something?
No,
else?
no, it was just the margin trading scam.
Wow.
So I saw that there was buy orders for like 500 million each, and there was a sell order for 300 million each. I'm like, well, shit, I can just
No, I get why you fell for it.
yeah, it's
Why
like I
did
can
you
just
want
buy
him
these for
back?
300 million, sell them to this guy for 500 million, make 200 million instantly. Didn't work out that way, and now all of a sudden I bought two of them, and so it's like now I just spent 600 million on things that are worth 3 million a piece, and he's like, I'll buy it back for you for like 10 million each. I'm like, no,
Yeah,
I'm gonna hold on to them. I still have them. I still have them in that system. I keep them as a memento
As a
of my
reminder?
fuck up, and I
Yeah.
still own those, and I will never trade them or sell them. They are mine forever.
I think what he was trying to ask though is what favors did you perform to be given such a great offer?
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
I know you, Drayden. You did something.
Did you send him hate mail?
I gave him feet pics.
Oh God.
I'll give you more if you don't
It was
give
like
me
it
my
was
money back.
I took a
I'll
screenshot.
give you more. Don't send me any more feed pics, please.
I
No
took
more.
I took a screenshot.
The first
of,
ones are free, but after that you have to pay me to
I
stop.
took a screenshot of my shoes in the full body model of my character.
Wow, gross.
Yeah, I need NFT. Oh, I should get NFTs for those. Okay, I'm saving those. If we get to make NFTs for items in game, I will make one for those. So absolutely, good call, Calico. I like that.
When are we going to see NFTs for corpses?
Ooh.
Any corpse.
Hey, get
I
a
mean,
famous
I got
corpse.
a big fucking hanger with corpses in it. I like to go look at it.
I have some random
Jim
corpses of
Pope.
people I don't know, but I don't know if I think it might
You
still.
remember, Drayden, you remember Ozio, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I got 3 of his corpses.
I
got
think
3
it might have been
original
in some of my
corpses?
asset safety
Zero.
stuff, so I think I have to asset safety it out. But I think I have I know I have a Pro God Legend corpse somewhere. So
Oh,
Good
nice.
news. Asset
that'd be
safety,
worth
like
something.
corpses have notoriously low value on the market.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that's
no,
10% of
it's
nothing.
probably one of those things that you want for your own personal use, right? They really have no value. I get that.
Yeah.
No,
I have a Lee
that was a
corpse.
I think I got one of your
been around
corpses,
for
Cypher, I
years.
think.
that was a practical pulling it out of asset safety. Not saying that.
Yeah. What's 10% of nothing, Dom?
0.
Right. So asset safety a corpse, and what does it cost you?
100 million ISK.
Really? That's the minimum?
I don't know. Nothing. I don't know.
I was hoping he actually knew.
It's 10% of 0.
I don't think it is, though. I think there's a minimum.
If you're talking about the asset safety fees, it's 15%.
But if you can times 10% by 0, you should be able to divide 10% by 0.
You can. It's 0.
Okay.
But 0 has meaning in this game.
Wait,
right?
did you just say that you can divide by 0? Because I really need you to take a step back.
Well, no, I was saying if you can times 10% by 0, you should be able to divide 10% by 0.
Right, and his response was you can.
Yeah, 0.
No. Something divided by 0 is not 0.
Something divided by 0 ends the universe.
Yeah,
Be the
something
same-
divided
you're
by
right,
0
it's
breaks the
somehow
computer.
You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
This
Hey,
kills the
I'm
crab.
drinking. Leave me alone.
That's like some bag of holding inside of a bottomless pit or whatever the thing is.
Portable hole.
Portable hole in a bag of holding. Yeah, that's dividing by 0 right there.
I have the greatest fucking portable hole thing ever.
All right, we are actually over time.
Are you 10:30? Holy shit!
No, it's 8:20. 4.
As a software developer, you'd be amazed at like how many convoluted situations, like you're in the middle of something, and divide by 0, and you're like, oh, okay.
I was always told by my dad, shit in your hand, and in the other, hold what you want. And which one weighs more?
Which one?
See which one
whichever
fills
you
up
shit more
faster.
in, right?
What's that?
Whichever one you shit more in.
Exactly.
I remember the first time I ever heard that thing was like in a Green Day song where it's like shit in one hand, something in the other. See which one gets filled first. I don't know what song it was. Old Green Day shit.
Wow, that was a brutally fucking butchered.
It was. I mean, dude, it's.
I liked it,
It's Green
but
Day.
it was butchered. It was butchered.
Yeah.
Damn it, I can't find that motherfucker.
I think. Do we keep going or we call it?
Keep going. Are you done? I'm not done.
If there's more stuff to go with, I'm just saying.
I'm curious. Did y'all go over the Nullsecnia stuff?
Kinda.
Briefly,
A
yeah.
little bit in the
Little
beginning.
bit.
None of us are like super in tune with it, but
I would have assumed Redline would have showed up to
Redline.
advocate.
I asked him. He couldn't be here tonight.
yeah, Redline isn't there, and then Blazer Bunny was offline, and then that's bad. Brother
Blazer
Bob
Bunny
doesn't.
probably
Brother Bob doesn't
taking
go
a
on
moment
talk
to
shows.
reassess
Period.
life.
Absolutely cannot. He did come on here one time for about 10 minutes, said about 3 words, and then left.
I don't think it was even 10 minutes. It was like a minute
It
and
was
a
like
half.
a few, yeah, and that's his extent. I do say it is kind of like crazy that it's like the only talk show Brother Bob has ever been on is ours, but
It's because you're cool and everybody loves you.
yeah, I think he was trying to recruit me to NSH, but
And then you snubbed him.
That's what it was. Yeah,
I
he didn't
wanna
see any
go.
value in
I was
coming
going
out
to go
anymore.
over there. I was, and then I realized that I kind of didn't want to.
Reneged.
Sinners is nothing wrong with Sinners. Like the people in there, but
Homeless at the
not
moment.
for me. Not for me. Except Broho. I don't like Broho. I don't like that guy.
So,
That
I only-
Redline guy too. My God.
Redline's
that
no, I like
Redline
Redline.
guy, jeez.
I,
He's a
I'm
bit
being
of a media
sarcastic.
whore.
No, Redline's a good guy.
Brother Bob dropped on a mining fleet of mine one time because I had one neutral alt in it, and then they just killed my neutral alt and then like left. And I was pretty annoyed about it because it was actually on a moon that I was renting. At the time, he was in NC.dot, and I was renting that moon from NC.dot.
I think one of the funniest things, actually wasn't Brother Bob, though, it was a Blazing Bunny fleet. I was in a NPSH fleet, or NPSI fleet. And we were running around doing stuff, although I was flying Logi, because I'm like, who knows? I mean, I was in PanFam at the time, like, a third to half of nullsec is blue to me, so I need to, like, not be in a... I don't want to be in a combat ship, because I don't want to, I can't shoot blues. So I was like, I'll go Logi, because I can rep people that are shooting blues to me. Sure, why not? That's probably technically not allowed, but I don't give a fuck. So we went in there, we got into a system, shooting a dread. We killed one dread, and then we were shooting another one that was like... I think it was a bait. It had to be a bait dread. Because it was brick tanked to fuck. We had like 30 people. We could not break it. Like, he would like bait us down, like, like quarter armor. All of a sudden, within like 3 cycles, he was like, whoop, 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 full armor. It's like, wow. Okay. This guy is just...
keep him interested.
He's completely set up to just, like, he could just sit there all day and just tank us. He didn't give a shit. But he was baiting us to keep us there. And eventually, like, Blazing Bunny shows up with like 200 fucking PanFam dudes. Comes in, annihilates our NPSI fleet, except for me. I'm like the one person left alive because I was blue to all of them. So they either one, I was invincible. I had the blue camouflage, and they just, they had a red overview and they just didn't see me. Or they saw me and they're like, let this be a lesson to you.
They left the one to tell the tale.
It's like, we're gonna leave you alive and let you simmer and like what you've done wrong by being in an NPSI fleet shooting blues. I'm like, oh, am I in trouble? I don't know.
Go tell your people what has happened.
Yeah. But
we're gonna send Lady. We're gonna send Lady Scarlet a screenshot of you in this sea of wrecks and let her know what you've been doing.
It was just funny because it's like everyone that I was flying with was like just dead and wrecks and just corpses all around me. And I'm just like, this fleet of like 200 mutants just like leaves me alone. I'm like, oh, okay. But then they were starting a new NPSI fleet, and I was like, I typed in logo like, please shoot me, like just kill me. They wouldn't, so I'm like, I just self-destruct myself and then go back, but it was fun though. I liked it.
So there are 4 new exploration sites.
Ooh.
As well.
Right. Let's talk about those.
There's a new rogue drone exploration site in Pochvin, which can be done by basically any exploration frigate. I did it in a Magnate, and honestly, that's probably one of the best to do it in. There are 3 in low sec. There's one low tier in low sec that is very similar in like power and reward as the Pochvin one. But then the other 2 are the ones that were delayed until this week, I think. But now they're out too. So the 2 basic ones are pretty simple. Completing them, you get, I think, 1 random cap part. And by cap part, we mean one of the new doodads that has been added to making caps happen. So not the actual like capital construction parts part, but like a new doodad that would normally be gotten through exploration, like ghost sites or whatever. You can now get it through these sites too. The secondary site, or the third site, can be done by T3 cruisers. Urschlag has now documented doing them a couple of times. They do have a pretty sizable like fleet defense, but you seem to be able to tank it just fine. There's hacking and mining and all that stuff, but the important thing is it has some loot for completing that site, but it also causes an escalation. And it's that escalation that is bonkers. It is the capital shipyard for Aegis. And so it is designed to be like Marauder level difficulty. I don't actually know how the site works yet because that isn't well documented yet. But I assume that the loot inside is juicy and is apparently caps and super cap parts. So cool. It is worth noting that while you can hack the shield in the pre-escalation site, if you just choose to attack it instead and destroy it, it does have Aidencom standings attached to it. So running these sites, especially running these sites recklessly, especially attacking the Aegis sites, you can lose EdenCom standings. And if you were neutral before, that can make you attack on site within EdenCom areas, and that's its own challenge.
Sounds awesome.
So what? I heard that these capital parts are actually super cheap, and this is actually driving the price of it way down. Is that true?
That is the parts from the lower tier sites. Because remember, for a week, all we had was the lower tier sites. They only put in the 2 lower tier sites. And like I said, I don't know anybody who's successfully completed the Capital Shipyard Forge yet. But not saying it hasn't been done, but like I have no idea what kind of the reward come out of it yet. It does state on the thing that it has super capital parts as well as capital parts in the Forge.
Are these sites capped to how many people can go in?
So there are caps. The drone site didn't seem to have a cap because I came in on somebody else running it and stole it from them. There was a report of a 1-man lockout, but that means it would have had to have been the LOSEC site, which kind of makes sense. The areas inside of those things are kind of like not dangerous anyways. Like the escalation site, the really dangerous stuff, or the T3 site, the fight is on the outside where there's no gate. Once you get in the gate, it's actually a pretty empty room, all told.
Right.
Some rats, but like you don't fight them necessarily. So I don't know whether or not that locks out exactly. But there is some lockout here and there. It is so the final site, the Forge, is supposed to be, according to the dev blog, ran by Marauders, which seems to indicate to me that it might be similar to the SCC sites that were released earlier. And I actually think that the SCC sites were a test bed for these exact sites. And that is a 3 ship lockout. So it's designed to be done with like 3 Marauders or whatever.
Right. One of the complaints about those lockouts, though, is that you can effectively hold it hostage, right? You can run it to a certain point, warp out your combat ships, warp in 3 pods, and hold it hostage until somebody comes along and pays you ISK to leave it alone.
Yeah, and I think that that's one of the reasons why they made the best sites into an escalation instead of a site, right? Like the sites.
So if you're running the escalation, it's
common.
not right. So if you're running the escalation, it's possible to combat scan it down and then attack the person running it.
I do not know whether or not the gate locks out on that site, but like as I said, there is an encounter on the outside that's pretty significant. So there is definitely a time. But to those people that are upset that there is a time in which they are safe, let me remind everybody that the other side of this equation is that there are literally Marauders roaming around LOSEC for PvE purposes. Like, shut up, let them run their site when they're there. We'll catch them when they're moving between systems or whatever. Like, just holy shit, let them have their site. Marauders and LOSEC.
Yeah, but who likes gate guns, right? Like, fuck that.
I mean, that's fair. But I'm just saying, like, my point is that giving people enough safety, enough of a situation that they feel like it can be an okay idea to do this in LOSEC.
To try to run it, yeah.
That causes people to be willing to do it, which means they're going to make mistakes. That's why I said, like, catch them out of position. Like, no one's going to do it perfect. It's just like the Abyss, right? You got to come out of the tear sometime. But
yeah, I know all about that. Yep.
It also makes it so that people that are engaged in it feel like they feel like if they do it right, they are safe. And that is honestly okay, because if you do it right, sure, there's a correct way to do it, but you could make a mistake at any step of the way. The enemy could leave a trap any step of the way. You could be betrayed at any step of the way, right?
Right. Safety's relative.
Whose relative? Yours?
No, it's your relative. It's your uncle.
Oh, mine. My relatives are all pieces of shit. So safety sucks.
Uncle Safety.
Huh.
Oof.
Nice way to talk about your relatives.
Have you met them?
Right around
No,
the
I
hallways.
haven't.
Oh, you don't know that. They're fucking terrible people. I'm a terrible
The
person.
guys
What do
you hang
expect?
out with, though.
Look at me.
Questionable.
I'm one
Because
of their relatives. I'm a terrible person. I get it.
I got my nephew a book for Christmas, and it's now he's 1 year old, so he's not gonna know any better. But it's called Hookers and Blow Save Christmas, and it's about
Fuck
a tow truck and a snowblower helping a town out that gets buried in snow.
That's awesome.
I want that book. What the fuck? That's amazing.
I thought you were gonna say "Go the fuck to sleep." That's
no.
another good book for kids.
Hookers and Blow Save Christmas. If you guys want the book, I can find a link to Amazon.
Link
It's
to
like
it,
10 or
yes.
12 bucks. It's like $10 for the paperback, like 20 for the,
Shit,
for the
I want that
hardbound.
book
But
to be on my bookshelf.
let me
That said, Go
find
to
it.
Fuck to Sleep is awesome.
Go the fuck to sleep sounds like a great one too. Yeah.
It's Samuel L. Jackson's version of like Goodnight Moon.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Go
On
the
that-
fuck to sleep.
On that note, I am actually going to go the fuck to sleep. You guys have a good night.
You look like you've been
Man,
asleep for the last 10
You
minutes.
came in late and you're leaving early. I don't know.
I did
You're
not.
on
I was
camera.
here
Been
right.
here the whole time.
I was here
Yeah.
the whole
Pretty
time.
good name.
I don't know. I don't know.
Albert, you drinking?
Yeah.
No, I got to work early tomorrow. I have to be
Get a
at
haircut
work
in the morning.
in
Then I'm gonna
7
ride my
hours.
bicycle.
You're just getting the one cut.
Just one. The one right here in the front.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't like it. It's ugly. I want a signed copy too. I want Drayden to sign my copy of Hookers and Blow. You
hold
and
on.
Pearl both need to sign that fucker.
That's Drayden, that's what you should do is you should buy like 3 or 4 copies of Hookers and Blow. Go to Vegas next year and have some hookers sign
Just
the books.
do a book signing for a book I didn't even write.
I got
I
to
was
get
saying-
pictures.
I was saying,
And sell
that
them.
is
Yeah, why not?
that is the weirdest part of this whole suggestion is this idea that like you now I just want to go randomly up to people and try to get them to sign like a book with zero content. Here, can you
You sign
sign
a
this
book?
for me, please? Oh my god, I'm so excited. I act excited like a prank. I've been on YouTube too much.
All right, here's the link. I'm going to put it in chat. Here's the link to that book.
I like hookers. I like Blow. Fuck.
Jesus.
What's not to like?
It's an interesting book. It's here's the thing. It's short. I ordered it, and when I got it shipped to me, it came in like just a envelope, and I was like, I thought I got scammed because I pulled it out. I'm like, they just sent me a poster. It's not even a book, and I'm like, oh no, it is a paperback book that's like 9 pages long. So it's
Nah.
it's I think the pun of it is the joke, and like it's not actually meant to like a. But I got it for my nephew because he's a year old and he loves trucks, or he's like a year and a half old and he's like truck. He loves trucks. I'm like, there's trucks in this, hell yeah. And then
Yeah,
Is
My copy will be delivered
The joke-
Wednesday, November
hold on.
24th. So we're
The
done.
joke is that it's a snowstorm and it's the hook. The hooker is the hook.
yeah,
on
it's a tow truck and a
tow truck.
snowblower, so it's hooker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the tow truck is called Hookers, and the snowblower, his name is Blow. So Hookers and Blow save Christmas from a town.
the
that
real
gets buried in
payoff-
snow.
But
The
can you
real
get
payoff
the
here is going to be in a couple years when he's like, "Mom, I want Hookers and Blow."
Yeah.
That's going to
Well,
be
and
the
then
payoff.
I showed it to my sister. I'm like, can I get him this? She's like, yeah, because you know what? He'll love it now for innocent reasons.
Rookie
and then,
mistake.
And then in like 20 years,
Rookie
he'll love it
mistake.
for not innocent reasons.
Can I get hookers and blow for Christmas? Is
And I was
what
like, did
think
you
is
just
actually the full
insinuate your
sentence.
son is going to turn into a coke addict career?
Can we take a moment to discuss the customers who viewed this item also viewed, and then it's got D's Big Nuts with a squirrel on the front. It's got Brenda's Beaver needs a barber.
Oh yeah. I've seen that one actually. My
And
brother
then who will help Jack off the horse?
Jesus.
Okay, so I know what I'm getting him for his birthday.
There's a bunch of books down here. One's called "Show Me Your Cock."
Oh, yeah, I see it. Put Tony's nuts in your mouth.
What have you done?
There's one called If You Give a Dog a Doobie, which isn't actually even like
I've
veiled or
got
anything.
all
It's
of
just got a
my
dog with a
nieces and
joint on it.
nephews, like their books covered
Oh.
for the next 2 years.
There's
of
there's
holidays.
go the fuck to sleep is down there too. So there we go.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just very, very thankful we're on your stream and not mine.
Peter pitched a tent.
That's right, yeah. Hey, this is tame. Could we could get a little weird?
Oh,
here.
yeah.
I think Manic is hammered.
Is he texting you?
What do you mean?
No, he's on Twitter. He's like, "Have you guys heard about alcohol? It's awesome."
Oh yeah.
So I sent him.
He spelled everything. He spelled everything correctly, so he can't be that hammered.
No, because I've been like, borderline blackout drunk. I'll even not just spell everything correctly. I will accurately punctuate everything. I'll put apostrophes.
Like proofread it
Yeah,
real quick.
he has the apostrophe in it's. I don't know.
No. I'm one of those people. I will, when I send a text message or anything, I do not just like type it out. I capitalize the beginning of my sentences. I put apostrophes where they belong. I put periods and comma. Like, I grammatically correct my...
What a waste.
Okay, boomer.
shit. Yeah, I know. I'm an old man. But,
Well, like, you've seen some of Dirk's tweets
Except
from
for
the
that,
bar.
then he's just like, he responded with
You're
bro.
not an
And
old
then he
man.
responded to his
I'm
response with
an old man,
bro.
and you're
Then he
a
responded to
fucking
his
young punk.
response with bro. I said
Yeah,
bro.
but-
We'll see what he says.
Dirk knows a lot more about how to get blackout drunk.
That's probably true. Well, I don't know. See, Dirk gets more. Dirk is like chaotic neutral. Like he will go. Like I think I'm in more control of myself at the same level of blackoutness as he is. It just doesn't show. But that could just be.
doesn't show that
I'm always in control, no matter how drunk I am, and I can drink all of you under the table.
You are deceptive. You are very
Previous
like.
shows, I can show how dumb
Yeah.
I can be.
It's
while
very
drunk.
deceptive with Dom. Dom will be like, yeah, he'll just seem totally functional. He's like, I'm fucking like on like 20,000 things right now. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But
You very rarely ever hear me fully sober. I'll just put it that way. But
wait, is
I
that
got a
true?
new cat this week.
What?
What are you talking about? I'm a retired, or I'm not retired, but I'm ex-military with PTSD and shit. I smoke, whatever.
Oh well, no, that's fine. I
What? You do
guys-
drugs?
Medicine.
was imagining
Now
you
I'm
was
really
like
glad I'm on your channel, not mine.
I was imagining she
From
was
the
like
earth.
an intellectual librarian or something.
That's right.
Astronaut is
Not that you aren't that. I'm just saying like, well, I mean, you're not a librarian, are you?
Have you seen my hair? I'm from Oregon. Yes, I smoke.
Yeah. Speaking of which, dude, I haven't been to Oregon once in a while. We should hang out.
But yeah, no, I
Yes,
got
that's
a new
me.
cat this week. That's my news.
I love your
saw
fucking
that.
pipe, Sky. Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh yes, that's
Rob?
It looks like a Pokeball, which is unintended.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember
hold
which
on, I
one,
gotta
'cause I'm
fix
not
names.
that-
That's
Before I
not
point out
Too
something though,
with it.
just so you know, for all you young punks out there or you little kids, drugs are bad. They are bad, but I fucking love them.
Sure.
Only the illegal ones are bad.
Oh, those are the ones I like though.
Well, Dom, come on. It's a family show.
Yeah.
I'm
We
sorry.
don't talk about.
And
I'm pretty
wait,
friendly on the ones that come out of the
We
earth.
don't talk about anything like that.
They all come out of the earth.
Can we
There's
talk
not a
about
single
hookers and
drug.
blowjobs?
There's not a single drug
No.
out there that comes from outer space.
No, if
They
it
all
came
come
out
from
of
the
the
earth.
if it came out of the earth and then you had to cut it with nail polish remover, that's
Hold
not
on.
a good
so,
drug.
So we all know drugs come from gas, right? Like my coxarocin is
Ooh, I like your cock.
I remember that.
You may be pronouncing that incorrectly.
Oh, I
feel
like
like-
that pronunciation.
I'm pretty
a
sure
lot
he was
better.
doing it right.
My coxarocin is
Coxarosis.
Oh,
That means
I-
your fucking cocks drinks a lot of liquor. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
It sounds like you need some penicillin.
I
Like,
think
no, I like-
My
Yeah,
cocks are roasted.
My cocks are roasted. Like it's. I have a really bad habit of mispronouncing words when I first see them the first time. Like cacophony. That was another one. First time I saw that word, I was like, "Oh, I know what a cacophony is," and everyone laughed at
What the
me.
fuck's a cacophony?
And then everyone laughed at me, and I was like, "Oh no."
This sounds like an hors d'oeuvres situation for me.
Why do you have to wait till 4:30? Fuck that. 11 o'clock's good enough, right?
It's
What's
420.
up with this like Central Time?
What's wrong with Central Time?
I don't know.
At
It's
least
over
you haven't
there.
had
No, I
figure
scare
out-
people
It's
off
over
over
there,
here.
not here.
Do I ever go to bed before you? I'll stay up
saying,
with
Ash?
you, man. I stay up with you. I can hang with you.
Yeah.
At
Even though it's
least you-
5 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Fucking rough. And I gotta
Yeah.
ride my bike. I got like 20 miles to ride tomorrow, so I can't.
What's
At
about?
least you didn't have to learn how to pronounce a whole bunch of stuff in Slavic.
Yeah, I haven't had to do that.
Nobody
I
forced you to
slobber
do
all
that.
over everything, so everything's pretty much Slavic for me.
We just need a few key phrases, right, Drayden?
In Slavic?
A line
Yeah.
two.
No,
Oh,
like-
I think
Uh,
like a
it-
psychopliot. or something.
Shoot.
But,
Suka
Like-
Bliat, that's when you know the FC is real mad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Triglavian, Pochfin,
Struttura.
Svarog, all those words.
Yeah, I was really excited. That was definitely, I always touted it as a check off of my bucket list. Is once I went down to the Red Menace Coalition, actually get to fly with Russians, actually get to hear legit psychobliots from Russians. That is not a meme, and
Yeah.
my life is fulfilled now. It's great.
We did operations with the Ukraine, and I found it much less magical.
Yeah, I've been to the Ukraine as well. It's not that great.
It wasn't in the Ukraine. We were just in Al-Qut in like southern Baghdad. The place that we were operating at we just happened to be in conjunction with a bunch of Ukrainian.
I had
Yeah,
to
I've
work
been to
with
the
French
actual
Desert
Ukraine.
Storm.
It's not.
That's like bargain Russians.
Did you go to the Ukraine when you guys were in Riga, or did you just stick around in Latvia, not go anywhere?
We just hung out in Latvia, but the
Oh.
tour before that in 2015, I was in Ukraine.
A friend of mine went there last year or 2 years ago. Well, before COVID, the year before COVID, he went to Ukraine on vacation and he said he had a fucking amazing time there. He went and they did a tour of Chernobyl and you know went and saw a bunch
Man,
of stuff.
I'd love
but
to go see that.
They had a
Especially
great
now they have,
time.
like,
Did you really?
Especially now it's even
Yeah,
safer. But
if you went to Ukraine on vacation, it'd probably be pretty good. If you went to Ukraine with the government, it's garbage.
No, I agree.
Everywhere with
You're
garbage
right
is
about that. I
garbage.
guarantee that. I agree.
Oh shit! Never mind. Hold on. You guys go. I lost my train of thought.
I mean, if it was an era where there was more like socially acceptable ladies,
So
at night
I'm
everywhere the
significantly
military
older than
gets
most
sent,
of you.
You'd probably be fine.
Are you?
I'm significantly older than most
Are
of you.
Are you dumb?
Yeah, I think I am. So I was in Europe when the wall fell. Right, I was there before
Okay,
the wall
you're
fell.
older than me. I think the wall fell when I was like 2 years old.
Which
I was
wall
in
are we talking about?
the Berlin Wall.
Berlin
I was
Wall.
I was there for the
Wait,
Berlin,
that
when
fell
the
in
Berlin Wall
89?
fell. 89. Yep.
I was
Well,
4
90.
Years, I was
Like
4 years
90,
old.
yeah.
3 or 4.
How many walls have fallen?
I was in
Just the
Cannonball
one, I
in-
think. I hope. Well, no, the walls of Jericho fell according to the Bible.
Oh,
That's about it.
Wait, 80,
I was
no,
thinking
it wasn't
like-
86. It was 89.
It was 80. Is 90 actually? I think is what they officially.
No, 90 is when the Soviet Union fell.
No, 90 is when the wall actually came down.
Oh.
89 is when they opened the border.
I was thinking like Hadrian's Wall. Maybe that was the wall you were talking about.
That fell over the course of a long time. But
I'll have to find it for you, but I've got
Right,
a
I
picture
found
of
it.
myself
we all know the
peeing
Great
on the
Wall
Berlin
fell
Wall.
when the
With the
Huns
hammers,
came.
those hammers were drawn. I got a picture
The
of myself.
wall in Berlin fell November 9th, 1989.
Yeah, 89. Boom. Was almost
See,
90 then.
Britain was just
It was almost
year
90
in
years.
I was
95.
like-
Mr.
I was a-
Gorbachev.
I was
I got to
almost
Germany in
3
October of
and a half years
89,
old
so that
then.
makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah, I was
Oh,
right.
no,
away.
I was almost 4.5 years old. So that's
I was
181.
10.
That was one of those things about Reagan people liked, right?
It was pretty fucking
91.
bad.
Oh, I thought.
Anyway, I did go after the wall fell. The borders of Czechoslovakia opened up shortly after that. I guess maybe 6 months later. So we got to go into Czechoslovakia. That was pretty fucking cool. But I did not get to go to the Ukraine. I really wish I could have.
Was it? So when did it actually split into the Czech Republic and Slovakia? Was that after the Soviet Union fell? It split?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yes, yeah.
Man, it's like that. All that shit was like all that stuff happened when I was alive, but I was like 3 and 4 or 5. I don't fucking remember that. That stuff I had to like learn in
Right.
history class.
I think 85 was
I was too
challenge or
busy
something.
watching like Adam West Batman and shit.
That was
My
way
mother's
too
half is-
reruns for you, buddy.
Yeah, it's definitely reruns, but I still watched them when I was 5.
Fuck, that was reruns for me. So
Yeah, no, I like
Is
those.
that
I
what-
watched a lot of that, and I watched like Simpsons and stuff. Everyone was like, they're all watching like Saturday cartoons. Like I didn't watch Saturday cartoons. I watched like primetime shows.
I was a senior in high school when Simpsons came out. I
TGIF.
believe.
Saturday during the day when cartoons were on, I was outside playing like with dinosaurs and shit. But anyway,
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll get back to Europe someday. Once
Hopefully I'll
things
get there for the first
change.
time. Good, yeah.
People don't hate Americans anymore. That ever happened.
I've heard to just tell them you're Canadian. That's a thing.
Oh, could I pull Canadian off? LB, you think I could pull that off?
Where are you from?
Iowa?
no,
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
really?
I think so. Right? I think I can. Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
I mean,
Change your huzz. Instead of saying huh, say a.
Oh my God,
Pretty
you
good,
know
eh?
people from the Midwest.
No,
Because we say that a lot.
Funny story though.
Oh,
Like I
it
mean,
means to get a double A.
I
There you go.
I mean,
Boom.
like,
You're in.
Exactly.
Obviously, I don't live in Canada, but I live fairly close to Canada. It's like an
Like
hour and a half
honorary
drive to the
Canadian.
Canadian border. So
Like from a Texan standpoint.
It's way closer than me. I'm like a 6-hour drive to
yeah,
Canada.
it's like
I'm
right up there. We're pretty
25
close.
minutes.
But when I went down to Mexico, I think I was like 21. I went down to Mexico for a trip. We were down in Cabo, and people were like, oh, like sometimes they'd be like, where are you from? And it's like, oh, we're from Idaho. And they're like, huh? We're like, by Canada. They're like, oh, Canada. Like if you said you were from Canada, they loved you. If you're from
They did
America,
immediately
it's like,
say-
your money. So
They
cool,
did immediately
but-
say potatoes.
Yeah, so like eventually I
Did you
started
say
getting to the
this
point where
is
someone's was like, "Oh, from Canada." They're like,
They're from
"Oh, they love Canada."
Yeah.
It's like that's probably because
Everyone loves Canada. Canada's a great place.
it is nice.
There's nobody lives there. I was so. I don't know why. It was just recently, the last couple of years, I
people
the fucking population of
36 or
Canada.
37?
It was way less than I thought it was. I had always assumed Canada was comparable to the United States in population.
Oh no,
Just
no,
because
no.
it's as big as it's bigger than the United
Fucking
States.
Like
huge
what is
up
like
there.
80% of the Canadian population live within the 100 miles of the U.S. border or something, right?
Yeah.
Something
Yep.
like
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
You're only like 40 million, right?
that? Not even that. It's like
Yeah.
37 ish.
30. Yeah, around there. Yeah.
37, give or take.
That's like the population of California.
Yeah.
No, way less than that.
It's nuts to think
It's
about.
like the population of like L.A. and like St. Louis or something combined. L.A. and Miami, I don't know.
Those two aren't very
LA,
close to each
well,
other.
LA, not LA city limits, but LA metropolitan is like 20 million, 15 million. I
Well, and
think.
San Francisco's what,
So
10? isn't it?
LA, New York. Let's just say that LA and New York combined, that's Canada.
Or all of California.
No, California.
It's like
I
40
think-
million.
Is it?
Yes.
I thought it was more than that.
It's just
Yeah, it's 39.51 million in California.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if you take the population of California and you spread it all along the border of Canada,
yeah,
that's
don't
what,
don't
that's
listen to me,
basically what it
listen
looks
to
like.
Dom.
there would be like a line of cancer, and Canada would just like seek off. really well.
You can't cut down trees anymore, LB. It's a. What
Oh,
is
yeah,
Could
that?
you
no, we don't do
imagine
it.
if California
Oh,
took
yeah.
over
What is
Canada?
that statue? It's like a thing, like a little label that they put where like it's recognized in California that it has potential to cause cancer.
Oh,
It's on
yeah,
like
yeah.
literally
That's like-
everything in the world.
Literally
Yeah,
everything.
65 warning or something.
Yeah, it's
it has
like
to be
this.
on there.
This
If
is
you wanna
wood
sell it.
chips known to cause cancer in
If you
Canada.
want to sell it in
California.
California, it has to say that. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to sell your product in California, it's got to say that.
We have to put a sticker on it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You guys are all wearing your like official shirts.
I did. I like
Both
my
of them
shirt.
Yeah,
buddy.
you got my
You
shirt
did a
on,
good
yeah.
job.
Yeah.
This shirt,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
quality
yeah.
of the shirt's real
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Ow! Ah!
I need one of those.
Whoa,
Ah!
Dom.
You do need
Feel
one.
the splash.
What the fuck?
What
And
did you
all
do?
right?
Dom,
I-
I am jealous that you got the ODC shirt. You bastard.
Yeah. Oh, Cypher.
DC
I
shirt,
have
what's
a
that?
couple extras. I was just gonna keep
The one
them for
from
myself
Omni,
since
from
I was like, I
Paratus?
mean, I'm an
Oh,
XL.
so- it's a nice fucking shirt, dude.
Well, I'm an XL,
Yeah.
but I have like 2 extra double XLs. I was just gonna
You
keep them
should
because I
get
can wear
them,
those
uh,
too. But
You should get those framed and put on the wall.
well, I was like,
Yeah.
we can
Like,
give them
every
away. But the
year.
thing is, like, we're gonna give away a shirt. Do you wear a men's 2XL?
Yeah.
If
Somebody
not,
else.
then
I'll
unless you
take
want
Most
to.
that or bigger.
Unless
So,
you
I
want
mean,
to frame
yeah.
it, or I guess
Brady,
if you
I'll
want to use it
send
like
you
a, as
money,
like a
I'll
night
take one.
nighty, like a night T-shirt or something.
Hey, Cypher, you know what? Those Omni shirts? I got 2 of them. Do you want one?
That'd probably piss off Spence, and hell yeah.
I'll send your ass. That's
That was
cool.
the one thing I felt really bad because I brought enough shirts.
I
for,
love
like,
that shirt, though.
I brought a bunch of shirts and like I got Aurora her shirt in Vegas and I got Ice Cream his shirt in Vegas and then I sent a couple shirts back. I sent one back for Convict. I sent one back for Swift. I sent one back for Darwin, and then Nocturne was down in Vegas.
You know, Drayden, what you should do?
And
We
then
should set up
I
a fucking
thought I had a
store.
shirt for her, but I must have given too many away in the like a men's medium or like a women's medium or whatever size that she was gonna probably have. And so I was just like, by the time I realized I thought I saved a shirt in my room, in my hotel room for it, and then I realized I didn't. I was like, I can't give her like a men's 2XL. Be like, hey, here's an Open Comms shirt for like, I guess, like I said, like a nightgown if you want it or something.
Why don't we open a store?
That would be
And sell
endearing
stuff.
for her to
We
see.
should.
You
we should.
like, can you have the inventory at your place, the store will have it. We should do a store.
Well,
No,
we
you
don't have to
can
have
if you
it.
go through Stream Elements, not Streamlabs because they're garbage.
Yeah,
now.
fuck Streamlabs.
If you go through Stream
always
Elements, they will make merch for you.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
you can order
We
it.
should set something up like that.
Yeah,
Right
it's,
through there.
It's not just that. Like, there's various sites where you can set up things where, like, if someone wants one, they can click order it. You set the design, set the thing, and if they decide to order it, they buy the shirt and the shipping, and then it gets shipped to them.
That's
So-
what I'm
Well,
talking
that's
about.
what
We should
CCP
set
is
something
doing.
Like
up
the
like
print
that. Why
on
do we not
demand,
have
like
that?
the print on demand store, right?
Yeah,
Kinda like
Selby,
same way.
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
Oh,
I
speaking
assume
of
that's
which,
what you
I some of my neighbors here in the neighborhood are getting a bulk order of oh fuck, I forget what they call them now. It's like not a thermos.
Shrooms, Yetis,
Like a
No,
Yeti.
no, not a thermos.
Tumbler.
but it's a tumbler.
Tumbler, flip flap.
Because they're like, oh, do you want a tumbler? I was thinking like,
Flapjacks.
you know, a tumbler glass. I was like,
This is a tumbler.
so well,
This
yeah,
is a tumbler.
that's a tumbler, but tumbler is like a drinking
Omo.
thing.
What you mean? You're talking about those like metal cups?
Yeah.
School
Yeah.
days?
So they're gonna get a big bulk order of tumblers, and I think I'm gonna get about 10 of them with the Open Comms logo vertically. It's gonna be black with the Open Comms vertical logo,
Awesome.
and so I figure us hosts are gonna get.
I said awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, us hosts are gonna get some, and then I figure I'll have like 5
Probably
extras
for
to
Thanksgiving.
just give out.
I love you. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, I'm just saying like that sounded really cool, so I'll get some of
Sounds
those.
you're-
cool.
So Dom, you're at that stage of the night.
What's that?
I love you,
I
man.
love you.
I love all you guys. I gotta get another
Yeah,
drink.
So I figure I'll get some tumblers made, and then we'll just do a few shows, and I'll just give some of those out. And then now the one stipulation is like, if you want me to give those out to you, you have to be okay with giving me your home address or a PO box or something to send it to. So, but we'll set that
I
up.
just want my stickers. You said you would save me at least a sticker of your bitch birds or whatever.
I still have
Bitch pigeon.
bitch-
Oh, the Rain City bitch
Bitch
pigeons.
pigeons. I still have a few. I did give a few of those out in Vegas.
You-
I didn't realize
You
how
mentioned
many.
you were
I
gonna bring
did.
them,
I
and I
thought
mentioned this is the same.
What's up, Ash?
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he's miking up talking to his family,
Right.
but
It's probably yelling at his cat.
My son came in and said, what is a skeleton's favorite instrument? A xylobone.
okay, okay.
I just heard like a I was like, yeah, I got some bitch pigeon stickers. You're like, I was like, oh, does that hurt you?
No.
How are those bottle openers holding up? You getting some mileage up?
Oh yeah.
No, because I don't drink anything out of a bottle. All I have is cans.
Yeah. I think
So
that's
it's holding up real well.
You can use, depending on what style it is, that some of them have an extra tab thing on the top of them. You could use that to like save your fingernail. Yeah, save your little fingernails.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
what
because my manicure is really
is that for
been
like
taking a
popping
beating.
tabs?
Yeah, I bet.
I'm gonna pop some tabs. Got $20 in my pocket.
Speaking of songs, my wife yells at me whenever that song. Remember that Eve song, "How to
Macaroni
Stay
in a
Alive"?
pot?
No,
Oh yeah,
How
that
to
was a
Stay
good one.
Alive.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
yeah.
wife, whenever that song comes on the radio, like the actual one, "How to Save a Life,"
How to? Oh,
She-
that's how to stay alive.
she yells at me for the duration of the song. You have ruined this. You've wrecked this song. I hate you. Why have you done this?
Wow,
I don't know.
You know, like everyone has their own like.
I
okay,
thought it was really well done.
so everyone has their own like,
Super well
favorite,
done,
like,
and
Eve parody.
that's why it's ruined the song, because you hear the song once and you're like, "Oh, that's good," and then when you hear the actual song, you're like, "Oh yeah," and then you're looking like, "Oh, I lost a ship at Planet 6 instead of the actual
Yeah.
lyrics of the
I
fucking
actually
song."
know
No,
more
I'll
of the
accept.
Eve one than I do the real one, but the thing though is everyone has their favorite like Eve parody song. Honestly, I think that Little Bees is one of the best things ever made. So I'm gonna take, because not everyone thinks that's the best, but I think more people think that's the best. So excluding Little Bees, my favorite Eve parody song is actually probably one that most people haven't heard, or a lot of people don't really think about, and that's the "Stuck in a Bubble with You."
Oh,
That
that's-
is an
Have you heard that
excellent
one? It's so
Yes.
fucking good. Dun, 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 dun,
Steelers win.
dun. Ah, saber to the left of me, tackle to the right. Here I am, stuck in a bubble with. Oh my god, it's
Eve is
it's
really
such
produced and granted,
it's
it's got such a
so
long
well
shit
done.
here, but-
It's like just different enough from the real song, but still sounds amazing, and it's just chill. It's great. If you haven't heard it,
I-
go look it up. It's
So-
excellent.
so the guy who made Little Bees, obviously, like after that
Suez.
point, he
Suez,
yeah,
yeah.
Suez. He had a falling out with the Imperium,
No.
and during World War B, originally he made a song, Adele's "Hello," which I found absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I know
Actually,
Suez doing a
when
bunch
I-
of stuff, but
When I noticed that the background, like the calling in the background, was actually saying book deals in the background, I lost it.
yeah, okay,
pretty
so
funny.
Calico
Yeah.
Hurricanes is really good. That's a really good one too.
On this
Actually,
channel, Ash, we call that war the Casino War. Just so you're tracking.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ash, I'll DM you.
Wait, whoa. I
SoundCloud.
call it
There's a
World War
better
B.
one called Fuck Goon.
No, we
See,
don't.
the most
That's
recent
wrong.
war is
Even
World War
better.
B too.
yeah,
I was
agree.
hoping that was not a thing.
Although I came into that war in PanFam, so I was totally about all about the World War B too. Do I have to like rejigger my methods to be in wrong?
Sorry,
Yes.
I did not
Ah.
adhere to the state standards. I will do what I can.
Yes. Walk the beat.
That's right.
Walk the beat.
We
Ash.
have always been at war with East Asia.
Who?
You know it.
I'm with you, Valamir. Sorry, not Valamir. There's no A in there. I don't know why I thought so.
Yeah, Drayden, I started that war on the other side too. And I ended up flipping.
Oh, well, yeah, but you stayed in the
You
same
didn't
alliance the
flip,
whole
we
time.
did,
It's just,
right?
we kind of
did,
just didn't do right by you
Yeah.
guys.
So Wrong used to be in Fireco.
Wrong used to be
Fire-
wrong.
Fire
but They're
Coalition.
right.
Right.
No.
That's
well,
right. That's right.
They made the
We
right
used to be-
decision.
We used to be in Fire Coalition, and when we went to World War B,
Two.
the Russian Fire Coalition wouldn't include us in anything. They wouldn't tell us anything. They wouldn't help us with anything. They wouldn't invite us to anything. They just said, "Go do this," and we were like, "Okay, well, like
We
People
need
are
help
burning our-
doing that or whatever. Yeah.
yeah." So we were like, "Well, we need like more direction than that. Like, give us a like what doctrines are we flying and shit like that." And they wouldn't tell us. And then when we went, fraternity started burning our space behind us.
Who are
we're
supposed
like,
to be
yo.
blue to you.
They're
What?
supposed to be blue to us. How like Fireco? How tell them to stop burning down our space behind us? And they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll tell them." So they told them to stop. But fraternity, all they did was they take all those people burning our space and put them in an alt alliance, and they kept burning our space.
Yeah.
So,
So basically, like,
So
Pan
we-
Fam was like, yeah, fraternity. And
Well,
Yeah.
but what do you guys say to them? You can't tell them to stop because they're tougher than you.
well, I think
That's
they-
a fact, right?
Didn't
But,
you guys
like,
complain
we're
to
all
Pan
supposed to
Fam?
be
Pan Fam's
blue.
like, sorry, we're
yeah, that's
busy.
right. You're like, can you tell these guys to fucking stop? And they were like, "We would, but like we just don't give a fuck."
Yeah, it's,
so we were
it's
like,
like
"Oh, you know what?
We can't
We're
make them
leaving."
stop, and we're in the middle of a war, and so
Yeah.
Wrong was like,
So
well, fuck you guys. We're on the
what
wrong
happened
side
was
then."
like Red Alliance left Fireco, and as they were leaving, they were like, "Hey, you want in? We're going to Stain." And we're like, "We don't know where that is, but we'll follow you. Let's go." So we packed all our shit and we went to Stain, and the rest is fucking
Yeah.
history.
So it kind of, just like, I only was someone I was like, wait, what? Because I was in Pan Fam. He's like, yeah, no, like fraternity's burning our shit. I'm like, wait, aren't you blue to us? He's like, yeah, we're blue to you. I'm like, aren't you blue to fraternity? He's like, we're supposed to be. They're blue to us. Well, we're blue to them, but they're taking our space. I'm like, that seems fucked up in my opinion. I mean, I could be I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but like that doesn't seem right. And
Well,
I
you're
was like,
wrong now.
well, right. And so or wrong, whatever. But, so I was like, well, I mean, like, have you told the Pan Fam Coalition? He's like, yeah, we did. And they said, yep, sucks to be you. I'm like, oh,
You guys are pieces
well,
of shit. We don't
that
care
fucking
about you.
sucks. And so he's like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
changing to goons.
We
I'm
were
like, okay.
we were talking
I mean,
directly.
makes sense.
to Frat.
I would do the same thing in your position. So sure.
We would talk directly to Frat and say like, "Hey, like we're blue. Like, can you not fucking do this?" And they were like, "Well, here's the thing. On the Chinese server, we own that space, so we're gonna come take it on this server too. So just like, I don't know, go fuck yourself."
In this alternate dimension, we own
Dude,
that.
like, yeah, in this alternate timeline, we live here. So like, if you could just fuck off. Like, no, man, we live here. Could you not?
Yes.
That would be crazy.
It's all over burner missions too.
That's like some Rick and Morty shit.
Because that
I like
pocket,
Rick and
the
Morty.
pocket we were living in was right
Ooh,
next to
I just started watching
Curse,
season
right?
4.
Yeah. was right next to Kursk, and they were running burner missions there, so they wanted that pocket of space to be theirs to base. I don't know. It was fucking stupid.
Yeah, so it's weird because like I've never lived in the South, and now I do.
There you go.
Yeah. As far south as I've ever been is well, I guess Delve technically, but
This South has a Russian accent though.
Sukabliat.
Sukabliat.
Sukabliat. That's a little more accurate. Who is it at?
What?
Not Rad. What's the Russian guy?
Vladimir.
Bad Dodger. Silent Dodger.
Bad Dodger. So here's
no.
the funny thing. I get Rad and Bad Dodger because Rad bad. I get them mixed all the time. So like I thought Bad Dodger was like our Alliance FC guy. And then everyone's like, Bad Dodger wants us to go over to the Russian. I was like, why does he keep sending us over there? Like if it's all of us. And then I realized that, yeah, nope. He's the Russian dude. He just speaks English, which is very handy.
Yes, it is.
When he's not around, it's we kind of just don't go over there. But
well, we do, but like we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
yeah, there's been a couple fleets I've gone on where it's like Bad Dodger wasn't, or Bad Dodger wasn't there, and we're just like, you just hear like a bunch of Russian commands where it's like, they warped off that way. There's a gate in that direction. Should we just go over there? Yeah, let's go to the gate. Okay. Oh, they're jumping through. Okay. So we're just like, imagine if you are like deaf and blind, not blind, but like deaf and just trying to figure out what was going on with the fleet without any commands.
What I got to know, Drayden, is do you do your Russian accent talking to them in comms?
I sure don't because I don't want to get shot. Because it's I based my accent off of FPS Russia, who is also not Russian and doing a very stereotypical bullshit Russian accent. And so I am basing my bullshit stereotypical Russian accent off of a bullshit stereotypical Russian accent. And so when you go 2 levels into bullshit stereotypical, it's just ridiculous. And actual Russians will not like it. I
mean, I'm gonna go old school. Who was it that you were actually trying to imitate back in the day when we were doing this with
MacTep was my thing. I still have the fucking hat.
Do you?
Yeah, nice. I sure do. That was an expensive hat. I'm not throwing it away.
I don't blame you.
It was it's a replica, but it was an exact replica of actual old Soviet USSR. They actually told me like what it was. It was like they had a bunch of different hats that didn't look what I was. That was the one that looked most like the stereotypical like Russian officer thing, and I think it was a gunnery captain for artillery in a certain regiment of, I don't know, like it's like they actually went into like the exact details of, like this is what this officer in this spot wore. It was like $50 and $30 for, so it was $80 to get that hat here, and I was like, okay, whatever, I don't give a fuck, but all for a joke.
I remember when we talked about it off show.
Yeah, it was I used it. It had some good uses, but I don't use it anymore because now I think nowadays people are like, I don't get it. It's like, yeah, you wouldn't because MacTep doesn't exist. MacTep's quit the game like 5 years ago. No one knows who the fuck that is anymore. So, but in the day when Solar Fleet was like the top dog of the Russians, like everyone knew who MacTep was.
Oh yeah, those were the good days.
Do you remember Nink?
Who?
NYNC Nink.
Nope.
He was one of the co-leaders of Red Alliance way back in the day. He still dicks around up in Venal. I see him on occasion.
Yeah, I didn't actually know that many Russian. I mean, like CCP Alpha is Russian. He used to be Vesna Prishna before he went to Alpha, and then before he went and worked for CCP, he was actually like the SBC. Big Country called him the slumlord of Legion of Exdeath.
I remember that.
Yeah, so he was like back when Legion of Exdeath had the massive rental empire, like after they basically destroyed Solar Fleet before Solar Fleet's resurgence, Exdeath had a massive rental empire, and Vesna Prishna, who is now CCP Alpha, still works for CCP. He was the Russian guy that was like the rent collector. He was like so we call him the slumlord, because it was like the Russian slums, and like so he was like the one that went through and just collected all the monthly rent from everyone to have their space, and decided like, you didn't pay rent, you either pay rent by, you know, next Friday, or we're gonna come and like destroy everything you own. Like it was like very very hardcore. Like they would
maybe that's
nice
their inside
sovereignty
man.
you
now.
have here. It'd be a shame if something was to happen.
Right. It's like, if you didn't pay your
Exactly.
bills, dude, you got like SB, like back in the sovereignty blockade units. You remember those? If you didn't pay
Yeah.
your rent, if you didn't pay it within a week after, with, I don't know if they charged like, I don't think they charged like fees, but like if you didn't pay it within a week of the due date, SBUs started showing up in your system, type of thing. Like it was good shit. I didn't play that time, but that's the stories I was told, so I'm relaying that. So
He's like an enforcer, but in a video game.
he wasn't the actual. He was just the one that was like, they didn't pay, and then that's when who was the guy that ran XIX?
UX death.
Yeah, UX. Yeah, so
Yeah.
UX Death would be like, all right, then kick him out, and so kick him out was like, you know, send in the super fleets, you know, type of shit. So
Calico Jack, the legend is that the Russians were willing to cut the power to somebody's house who had a Titan. They were a Titan pilot.
Right. The story goes, the Mittani told the story that he told it in the framework of why he doesn't ever fuck with the Russians. But they were fighting like Bob, I think it was, and they had a Titan, and they kept having to deal with this Titan that was causing problems because at that point they could doomsday through Cynos. And so the Russian guy allegedly asked the Mittani, find me, where does Titan live? And he's like, well, we know where he is. He's in this past. It's like, no. In real life, where does he live? I will send my people to go cut his power during big fight. He's like, after that, I knew never to fuck with the Russians.
okay, so it was a potential threat. Kind of like
It was a suggested idea strategy.
It was probably just all like getting the judge's hands cut off type of thing. But
Yeah. It always kind of had a little bit of a snark to it, but it was like the Mittani always kind of seemed to have the response of like, I'm not sure if he was real, but I'm not gonna find out either.
It is hard to judge because like you see, like you hear memes about Russia, but then also you see like, you know, various videos in Russia, and you're like, damn. I mean, like I've seen like, you know, like videos of like, you know, Russian drivers. It's like obviously like, if you put videos of like American drivers, you'd find just as much crazy shit. But there's literally one where I saw like, you know, all this stuff. Like there's this one where like it's a traffic jam and there's some guy standing in the street, but like not even like he's blocking traffic. He's just kind of like off to the side, but like there's a bunch of cars backed up, and some cars just trying to like change lanes, but the guy was like standing off to the side. So the car just kind of started changing lanes and just slowly pushing the guy to where it's like he wasn't hitting them and hurting him, but he's like pushing him to like the guy was like moving up on the bumper to kind of like get pushed out of the way. And all of a sudden the guy just looks and the guy like gets in the lane and starts driving off, and the guy just turns around, pulls a gun out of his pants, just starts firing shots at the car that pushed him out of the way. I was like, fuck. Like,
oh,
like, oh, it just like unloads a whole like clip at the guy. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, you should push people out of the way with your vehicle, but also that's an extreme response to that.
The last thing you really want is to be like on your Titan alt, about to bridge a fleet, and look out your window and see some John Wick looking characters outside your house fucking around with the cable box.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is happening here?
Just like got a post hole digger, just like,
yeah, that's
and like
not,
you got a pair of like cable cutters on the other side of
Takes out
A
your
U-Haul truck and a ladder.
That's some like Snatch shit. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Snatch, but it's like that.
I have seen that. That's a pretty good movie.
It's such a good movie. It's actually probably one of the best. I actually like it. A lot of people compare it to Pulp Fiction. I think it's better than Pulp Fiction.
oh, it's completely different than Pulp Fiction.
I
Who
think
compares
it's-
to
yeah, I
Pulp
think it's
Fiction?
just-
It's different in
I've never heard
the story and what's going on, but as far as like style of like showing different, like here's this storyline. Now let's cut this story. It's like other movies
So
do that, but like
that-
not as much. Like Pulp Fiction is very like this, and then this, and like the timelines are separated. Snatch did the same thing, and it came out in roughly the same time period, so that's why I always compare them.
I could see that comparison, but I think that's just a similar like use of that.
It's a similar, yeah, it's
Lack
similar
of
like a
chronology.
Yeah, like a
No, they-
screenplay
a lot of it
style.
shares chronology.
Similar screenplay style and time frame. So sure.
So speaking of which, do you know what the last words said in Pulp Fiction is chronologically?
Oh, it's got to be with the Bruce Willis line where like
It's not-
they're talking about the pancakes, and then
it's not
like,
a motorcycle, it's a chopper.
no,
about
it's the Bruce Willis thing. It's like at the end
Oh,
when he tells
Yeah.
her like "Let's go" or something like that. Like
it is Bruce Willis that says it.
yeah, it's like
Is that
him
the
and his
chopper
girlfriend are
with the
like
chick?
leaving.
What's- yeah,
They're
what-
like,
what they
it's
say
like
last?
after
Blueberry
it's like
pancake.
after him and
Ted's dead, baby.
Zed's dead. That's it.
yeah,
Zed's
okay,
dead, honey.
yeah,
Zed's
yeah.
dead. And that is actually a reference to another movie that Tarantino was actually directly referenced, which that it was the
Is
final.
that where the
line.
Zed's Dead DJ got his thing from?
So Ash, I say it again. It references what?
There's another movie. Let me go look it up. There's another movie that it just so happens that the last line is Zed's dead, and that's why he intentionally made it so that was the final sentence of the movie chronologically. Is just not the final sentence in the actual movie itself.
Interesting.
Yeah, like
I'll-
No,
I'll-
'cause they go back to the coffee shop, don't they? In the movie.
Right. That actually happens way earlier in the story.
Earlier, but that's that's right.
yeah, because like
I knew it had something to do with the chopper. I just couldn't remember
I
what
knew
said
it was
last.
after
Zed's dead, baby.
because the thing is like, when John Travolta shows up at the guy's apartment and he shoots him, that's after the coffee shop where Samuel L. Jackson is there because he already left at that point. So that's why a lot of people say that John Travolta died because he was by himself, and it was like redemption type stuff. But I knew that like one of the last few things, like when it's not Ving Rhames. Who's the guy that plays
Marcellus?
Marcellus? Yeah,
That's
Marcellus.
Ving
Wallace.
Rhames, yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Wait, it's Ving Rhames?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Ving Rhames, Bruce Willis. That is almost the last scene, but that's not. It's Bruce Willis after that when he gets back to his girlfriend, and he's like, "Let's get." So Zed's dead. It's like they're out of there.
She wants to get some blueberry pancake.
Yeah. And
Yep.
so
And they were all out.
And so the thing is, like, that's after he knows that he's not going to be followed because him and Marcellus made the deal of, like, he saved Marcellus, so Marcellus is like, yeah, we're cool. But this motherfucker, I'm going to get some hard pipe-hitting people to go to, you know...
I don't think he says people.
He's pretty
he doesn't, but
fucking far from
I'm not
okay.
going to say I don't say that, but...
I'm fucking with you.
But Marcellus Wallace can say that.
Yeah, it's like, you hear me, Billy Boy? God, it's such a good movie. Both of them are
Does he
good.
look like a bitch?
Oh, man. What a good time of film.
Hitting fellas, right? Yeah.
Some hard hitting fellas. I literally just read that quote a moment ago. And I was looking up something that about FPS Hacker that mentioned he made some cameo in a commercial for Call of Duty that was directed by Guy Ritchie. So weird that the conversation came full circle in such a way.
Yeah, I like movies that not exclusive. I like movies that like play with timelines like that, where like you watch it and you're like,
Crash
oh, that
was
was
good.
cool, but then like you can almost watch it a second time where like you can actually like, okay, in hindsight you might have trouble piecing everything together accurately, but like you watch the second time like, oh, because it makes you catch things that you didn't catch before, because then you start getting better at the timeline and piecing it together, and then you start noticing like, oh, this confused me because I didn't know at the time that this was actually after this scene that comes way later in the movie. But now you're looking back on it, you're like, I know this comes after it, so now I see this thing, and now I know why they do this instead, because this is influenced by that. I kind of like
Those
that, 'cause
movies have a
it's
ton
almost
of
like a puzzle.
rewatchability.
It's a puzzle, and you get more and more, out of it every time I watch type of thing. So,
Which Guy Ritchie, I don't know if that's completely his thing, but like he does it very well for sure. The intertwining stories style.
my face is no longer numb at all. It's all gone.
Is it gone?
Your face was
She's
numb?
gone too.
The itch is gone too. Yeah.
That's good though. Yeah, I know exactly. That's exactly what it was.
No,
It's the feeling coming back. Yep.
45 minutes before the show, I had a crown done, so like my whole face was like numbed up. So like I was like the first start of the show. That's what I was saying. I was like, man, I'm gonna be like coming in with like stroke mouth. And like I couldn't feel anything, and then like halfway.
Oh my god, I gotta remember that one. That's fucking funny.
So I was like, halfway through, I start like it's like the feeling started coming back into my jaw, and I had an itch on my chin because it's like when you start getting feeling back, you get like the little like tingle itches, but it was still numb enough that I couldn't feel anything. So I was like trying to itch my chin, and I couldn't itch it, but it still itched. And I was
just hoping you had better drugs.
It was the worst feeling ever. It was like an hour-long itch that I couldn't scratch because I couldn't feel the scratch. So it was like it was bothering me the whole fucking show. And now I'm.
I still have buddies. If you fuck around, don't get stroke mouth, motherfucker.
Fucking stroke mouth. I'm sorry. It's just
fucking my new favorite word. What are you talking about, man? I fucking love that shit. Stroke mouth. No way.
That's a good one.
Now I know how many.
I like that this show is.
What do you mean, like how? Wait, women can't scratch itches they feel in their face? I don't get it.
They can't stroke their mouth. Don't get stroke mouth.
Oh god. But anyway.
I drank too much tonight.
Never.
I think I drink an adequate amount. I have some lasagna in the fridge. I want to heat up.
Pirate rum. I put it in there.
Oh yeah, I get you, Valamir. I understand that. I wasn't putting two and two together, I guess, but
they stroke themselves off before sex. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's you can't scratch, which means the guy can't get it.
I scratch my itches all the time.
Guy is not good enough to scratch their itch.
Oh, now I get it.
He's done too quick or not good enough. That's the whole thing. But anyway, are we good? I kind of want to go eat some dinner.
We covered a lot of topics today.
I think we covered most everything. Yeah.
We talked about Eve for a long fucking time.
Hold on, Ash. What were you saying?
But
I was literally just saying that I had something to say. Like I've been sitting here, I don't, dude.
Then go for it. Sorry.
No, that's my point. I've been sitting here trying to remember.
Can't remember what it is.
Whatever, it's fine.
That happens to me a lot, man.
He's having a Drayden moment.
Sometimes I leave the room and come back in.
It happens.
Do the thing. Do the thing. The
final shots, final
that
thoughts.
Thing. Yes, that thing. Do that.
Okay, yeah. We haven't done that. So final shots, final thoughts. All right, we're gonna go alphabetical.
Let's fucking thing first.
Let's play it. Let's play the thing that Manning made for us.
You should know what's coming. You should be anticipating it. You should be saving a final thought.
Yeah. Kill as many brain cells as I can before the final thought. I tell you, right?
All right, Akaroth, you're up first because you have an A.
Just like in tweets.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I wish I would have used my final shot for that. Everybody on the show is very facial hair friendly, just because that was a fun observation.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we all have facial hair this time.
Right.
But I already blew that load. So.
we don't have a Rain. We don't have a Delana. We all have facial hair.
I've been teasing Rain
the
the
whole
time.
Elby's been grooming his throughout the show, which is fun. Just making sure we know how good it is. We do.
You know, I bet you if we zoomed in on Rain's camera, we could see a little bit of peach fuzz on that top lip. I bet you.
I'm sure.
That was a horrible thing to say.
She's not even here to defend herself.
Especially since she's not here to defend herself.
I'm becoming rapidly less comfortable with this conversation.
Yeah.
It's only natural.
I mean, if you want to get super technical,
We're
honestly, you get into fractions of a millimeter. I think most women have facial hair, but
I think that was the safety he could reside.
Yeah. But anyway, Akaroth, you're up next.
Wait, what?
Oh, no, Ashtarothi, you guys have a very similar name. Very similar.
But they're not the same.
Very similar flow of syllables, but Ashtarothi, that's what it.
Yeah, I guess I would just say that, one of the things that does drive me in all of this is that I realized that Eve is not guaranteed to us, and a good Eve is certainly not guaranteed to us. So we can be, we can rage, we can protest, we can give our feedback, but in the end, like, there's a good chance, there's not a good chance, but there is a chance that it just doesn't work out. So cynicism, being cynical and disrupting attempts to actually make things better because you just are convinced that things are not good, is certainly not the way that we get there. And, I personally like this game, and I'd like it to keep going, so I'm going to keep fighting for it.
Hell yeah. Cypher.
I don't know. I haven't done this in forever. I don't.
Just
Thanks
make
for having
something
me
up.
on again, dude.
Just make anything up. Just shots to the wind if you want.
Hey.
Shots to me,
BC.
motherfucker.
Shots to BC.
Shots? Okay, I got to. Okay, I'm a.
Now I gotta fill up a cup.
Oh man, you son of a bitch! You hit the like infallible button. All right, everyone do shots to BC. Now I gotta pour another one. All right, Dom.
Mine's a fucking long one this week.
Oh,
'Cause
10 words?
Trying to
Maybe
scratch that itch.
12.
12.
So
nice.
I want to do shots out, honestly, to CCP for all the work they've done. I know it's not everything everybody wants. Maybe it's not anything anybody wants, but I gotta give them credit for fucking doing something, right? And they're keeping moving forward, whether or not it's the direction we want to go or not. They keep the fucking ball moving or the fucking motor moving or whatever. We're pushing 19 years. This fucking game's been out. They're still doing it strong. Hats off. Drinks to CCP.
Honestly?
Thanks for I don't think they do anything purposely to fuck things up. I think whether we agree with them or not, they're still fucking working on this shit, and they work on it a lot. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Honestly, in regards to what you're saying, for not having a lot of the things that are coming up that I'm super looking forward to necessarily, there's a lot of work put into it. Obviously, like it wasn't like half cocked or anything. They definitely put a lot of dev time and thought process into it, even if it wasn't what we would love or any particular person. But I will say, like, they're putting in the hours for sure.
Hell yeah. All right, so I guess I'm up next. I'm gonna do a shot to just the Alliance tournament in general. It's back. I'm hoping and assuming that it's back every year now. I love this stuff. It's not for everyone, but man, it's just something about the Alliance tournament. Like just getting to watch it. It is an event that brings so many people. I mean, if you look at the thing, like 5,000 people showing up in the chat to watch the Alliance tournament, and it's like normally when you look at the EVE Online Twitch numbers, it's like the highest streamer has like 100. If CCP or one of the other ones, maybe you see like 200 or 300. So
you might see a few hundred, maybe 1,000
people
for
coming
CCP.
together just for like a big tournament, and it's fun, and it's been gone for a couple of years, and now we finally get it back. Hell yeah! So I'm gonna do shots to the Alliance tournament. Also, Hail Hydra! Congrats on winning. So shots there.
What is their like? Do they like beat their chest and do this? What is the Hail Hydra?
I haven't seen the movie in a long enough time that I don't know the Hail Hydra salute.
Fuck, I don't either. I wish I did.
I feel like it's close enough to a Hitler thing that I don't want to do it. But so I mean, I'll say the Hail Hydra as a joke, but I don't want to do the salute.
You're right. It probably is too close.
Discomfort grows.
You just got to think about it.
Yeah,
like
just
Motorhead,
discomfort grows in that situation. But LB, you're up.
Am I the last one up? I am. Okay. I have a two-part final thoughts, final shots. First of all, good luck to the guys from NSH. Hope you guys all land on your feet. NSH dot or whatever you guys are going to do with the purple crab or something. I'm not sure. But hopefully that all works out. Super unfortunate, but it is what it is. My other one is shots to everybody who went on the forum and gave actual thoughtful critiques and criticisms to the new devlog in order to make those new changes that we're seeing a thing, right? Instead of screaming into the void, instead of throwing your toys out of the pram, instead of fucking burning down fucking random shit, you actually went on the forum and put in thoughtful critiques and criticisms, and that's actually what drives change, not acting like a fucking child. So good for you. Shots to those two things. Shots.
All right, with all
Oh,
said,
I got one more thing. Hold on. One thing.
you have a second?
I love you
Oh, it's
guys,
final.
man. I love you guys.
Love you
It's
too,
not a
dog.
thought. It's not a fucking thought. It's a feeling. I don't have a final thought. I got a final feeling. And I love you guys, man.
Love you, Dom.
Thanks for being around.
All right, guys. That's the show. We're done for the night. Thanks to everyone for hanging
Hey,
out. That's
you should
for,
take all these people and do a raid, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I actually have a perfect raid. Do we know the command for that?
I don't know.
Slash
You gotta
raid.
push it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, before we raid, I do want to thank Ash Rother. Thanks for coming on tonight, man. Glad to have you on. Also,
Yeah.
you are
Man,
you know
you
that
can
you are
fucking
welcome
knowledge,
at all
man.
times. I'm gonna give you the guest status on our Discord if you stick around, so that you have the ability to just
Welcome
like
every
hop
week.
in when you want. Because like I said, you're welcome to come on anytime you want. You don't need permission. So, Cypher, good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
It's been a while.
You need
yeah.
permission, motherfucker.
I was like, I like how you.
But Ash is cool.
How you-
Cypher doesn't wait for permission.
You.
But with that, we're gonna raid Zanus Disif.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
I love Zanus, great guy. So we're gonna do that. So let me see. Do I just go /raid and then space his name?
Sure.
Exactly that.
LB's a fucking. He's got the coolest fucking mustache and beard right now.
That's a fact.
I'm telling you, I've had a fucking semi-chub the entire night. Just saying.
Dude,
All right, here we go.
For
We're
months
gonna
now. I'm
raid
with
them.
Tom.
So
Well, that was
everyone,
a good final thought.
everyone get into there and just go. Just say shots. I don't. He probably won't do a shot, but we'll just say it anyway.
He doesn't like your beard and mustache? What?
She doesn't like the mustache.
Oh my God!
She's
No,
fickle.
it's
She's
amazing.
All right, we're off.
one of my bosses has like a lewd phrase for it. It's like something about
I
like
got in there and an ad started playing.
tickling thighs, but I can't remember. It's a catchy phrase for his mustache and beard.
Oh my god! Fuck ads on Twitch.
Yeah, fuck this ad.
Like
I'm
we
reason-
rated
I
it
wonder-
and it showed up and it's like ad. It's like
Well, that's pre-rolls, right? That's just how it works.
yeah, I know. It's not a thing the channel does. It's just
No, I think it's stupid.
because now it's like you missed the whole thing of the raid. But anyway,
Yeah, raids should be amazing.
Skin giveaway. We missed it. Oh.
Okay.
I wonder how many people here and on the stream knew about me and Cypher's history.
Cremus.
I
Probably
don't
not.
even think I do.
Follow, appreciate it.
Cypher evicted us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
So-
made a couple of little coy comments throughout
Fire
the
ammo.
conversation.
What's going on, man?
Well, Cypher's a piece of shit, man. I get it.
I know.
I was gonna say, I've never heard of the guy, but that doesn't.
I don't necessarily fault
Cypher,
him.
How long have we known each other, Cypher? 10, 11 years?
Something like that.
3 minutes of
Oh, he's not even
I've
playing.
known
He's
Draven
playing. He's
even
playing.
longer, I
He's
think.
playing Halo Infinite. I thought he's playing Eve.
Oh god damn it!
Okay. Yeah, I was
I will, to his
love
credit, he
Cypher's
gave me
guy,
this
too.
really awesome write-up that told me all of the things that we were doing wrong. It's great.
It's
Trying to be fair.
like every time I've ever seen Xanus,
Talk
he
to
just
a
he's like,
random. Really?
Did I get him?
every
I got
time
him
I've seen
too.
Xanus,
We
he's
killed each other.
ganking miners. I didn't even actually look to see what he was actually
It's like
streaming.
tomorrow with yeah,
When you say a
alright.
write up to say what you were doing wrong, is that like an at least like morale post where you know, it's like this is what your leadership should have told you?
Oh,
Well, no, it was to me. It was a review.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a review of our security, basically. It was
Yeah.
everything that we could have done better.
Trade
That's actually pretty nice. I feel like.
Yeah, I was, you know,
Things
when I first saw it, I was like, I figured it was just another
Sometimes you
piece of
gotta
the whole
just
like,
shoot people,
you know,
My trollability.
game. And then I started reading this, and I was like, this is legitimate, like, feedback. Like,
Was this like a wormhole thing or?
yeah, they evicted our
Okay.
Atlantis one.
I've never heard of this one.
Yeah, that was a
Solutionist.
while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, he knew it wasn't personal. It was, you know, hey,
It's just
here's some
game.
shit you can do.
No, that's
right.
the thing with Cypher. Yeah, he may talk shit, but it's not personal. He's just having fun, right?
Well, if
Maybe.
anything, it taught my guys that they need to take this shit seriously when I say that we need to be prepared for something.
I'm
Oh,
on
yeah.
ad 6 of 6. Like, how is this even possible?
No, how long have you? When did you start playing again, Cypher? How long ago was it?
2005.
No, again.
Oh,
You took a
again?
break there for a bit.
The most recent one, I just came back like 3-4 months ago.
Oh, 3-4 months. Okay, I wasn't sure how long it'd been. Right.
Who does he play with? Who do you play with?
He's in
I'm
Bastion,
in
baby.
Bastion.
The fucking best alliance
Do
out
they
there,
have like a
motherfucker.
wormhole
You
contingent
know,
or something?
they got the
No,
best
no,
head
no.
Diplo in the whole fucking all of Eve. Bastion has the best head Diplo in all of Eve.
I went into we were in HC
who is
/ SC, which is
Kind of
part of
Dominarch.
Wrecking Crew, and very dissatisfied over there.
I feel like I've heard nothing good about Wrecking Crew in like the year or two that it's been an entity outside of back in the old days where it was just like, oh,
Wrecking Crew is
I
very
did like
clicky, isn't it?
Boogeyman.
If you're not part of that little group, then you ain't shit.
Yeah, it's very
they-
clicky.
They like opened up and like became a coalition at some point, and like I've heard nothing but garbage about them. But back in the day, they were just a boogeyman, and like that was their lane, and they did it well.
And they did do it well back in the day.
Astrati, do you have all 12 of the scope ones? Are you
Hold
missing
on.
any?
I don't. I think I have them all. I mean, besides the December one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've gotten at least one of each.
Okay. 'Cause I've got 2 extras. I didn't know if you needed. If there's any you're missing, let me know.
I'll double check.
When you said how many you had, Dom, I was like, wow, I feel really inadequate. I only have 185.
1,169 now, just so you know. So the time this whole fucking thing's been going off, we've added 6. So
Just because I'm here to put Eve into context for my fellow Empyreans, that's a lot. Just in case you guys are curious.
actually, you know what? It's not even a third of them though. There's more than
Is it really not?
3,000 skins.
Wow.
I went through count.
I would have had no idea. That's nuts.
You must have been really drunk that night, Dom.
Yep.
You got a better day job than I.
No, I wasn't drunk. I think I was just high.
Oh, okay.
I have to ask.
You're lucky that we were. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you go ahead. You go ahead first.
I was gonna say you're lucky that we wrap things up sooner rather than later, because if we'd kept on going for very much longer, I would have started talking about Final Fantasy 14.
Oh my god, I've been so tempted to try it, but I know if I did, I'd get hooked.
Dude, it's so good.
Because every MMO RPG I play, I get fucking hooked.
Which one is it?
So good. 14. Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, I've heard nothing but
Yeah.
good things about it, actually.
Like that's why I didn't play Black Desert Online. That's why I didn't play a lot of stuff because, like, WoW.
New World's a bag of shit. Don't worry about it.
New World is terrible.
Such potential, and they fucking blew it, didn't they? They just blew it.
So much
Yeah,
potential.
like I like it. I like the new expansion initially, and then I just wasn't interested enough to like play the second iteration with the new raids. Like, there's now you can fight Sylvanas in a raid, but I'm like, I don't really care anymore.
Oh wow.
Never played WoW myself, but
Dude.
it seems like they're just like pushing further and further into like how much can we keep people going for him.
It is
It's
so
never-
fucking pathetic. That was the other topic that
It's
I
never
almost
been
stepped
anything for
into
me.
because,
Go
like,
ahead,
Jesus,
outsider.
Blizzard.
Yeah, I'm like, my
But people come back for every expansion.
That's the weird thing, though, is
obviously
like,
they figured out their business model. But we knew that. We knew that 15 years ago that they
The
figured
weird
out.
thing is how fast
every
I
other
came
MMO
back to
died
WoW,
out
'cause
basically.
Normally, when I play WoW, like I played Vanilla WoW, and then I didn't play again until Cataclysm, and then I didn't play again until Legion. So it's like I have these like massive breaks where I just skip multiple expansions and then come back and play everything. But then it sucks because like you don't get to play it in because there is a benefit to playing stuff when it's live because you get to see the progression of the story. Whereas when you try to play it, 2 expansions later, it gets, because the leveling is so fast, like it gets misconstrued. And you don't see the actual timeline of the lore.
For the record, Final
bugs
Fantasy
me.
does not have this problem.
The what?
Final Fantasy does not have this problem.
Excellent.
Why not?
Because the entire game is built around the story. Like
Cool,
you
okay.
don't go do quests. You do the main story quest. If you do the MSQ and your job quests, you will go from first level to cap level with almost no extra requirement.
is
That
there
you don't
side
do side
quests?
quests or anything. There are side quests for
I
sure because you
can't
could be
not
leveling
do
up
those.
extra dodges. and
That's
stuff
my
like that.
problem. Is I don't always 100% stuff, but consider me 100%er to where it's like I don't like leaving content behind.
Well,
And
so
so
then
when I see like, oh, you could continue the main quest, but there's a side thing. It's like I want to do that side thing before I can do the main thing because I don't want to I feel like if I continue the main quest, I'm gonna miss
May not
that and
have
be
that.
out of this area, and I won't be able to do
Yeah.
that anymore. I want to see what that is. So I
Well-
want to see everything and do everything. So like every single side quest and side tangent, I will try
Yeah.
and take it.
Well, you don't have alts.
Right, and the problem though
You-
is when I do
you
that,
level
I
up
usually
multiple-
over level, and so then I'm like,
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So like I actually kind of did the same thing for a little while. So I actually ended up leveling both Red Mage and Gunbreaker. I got both of them to level 80 by the time I was done with the MSQ.
"Oh, that's just
because-
vodka." Ooh.
You see, because you level up multiple jobs. So yeah, you'll go through the level process multiple times. So that's when you can go into the side quests and the leads and all that stuff.
Okay.
The other nice thing is that all of the dungeons sync. So there's no such thing as old content. You can go raid like 8-year-old raid dungeons as if they were just out right now, because
so
it scales you to
scale-
exactly
they
the
scale
power
with
that you're
your
supposed to
level
be.
then.
No, other way around. You get downscaled to the level of the location.
Oh, okay.
In fact, you lose skills. Like you are now that level. If you do a 50 level
so
50
the skill
dungeon, you are
requires
level
like
50.
level 20, and you're like going down to a raid that's level 10. You don't get those skills. You go down
Correct.
to like what skills you had at level 10.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, I like that.
It's actually like there's a little bit of an annoyance to it, especially like as a healer. Like I like there's the complicated kit going back to like low level dungeons now feels very boring.
Yeah, because you're
but-
limited on like what you can do because there's less variety, right?
Right,
You have,
because like
basic heal, maybe
All I'm-
dot,
yeah,
or
all-
maybe hot heal. Or
Right.
whatever.
all I'm doing is healing. Whereas in the normal world, I'm healing, I'm doing damage, I'm drawing cards, I'm trying to put buffs on the correct person based on which card pulls up. I'm trying to get 3 different symbols so that way I can do the big buff. Like I've got a lot of things to pay attention to. And then I queue up for a leveling dungeon, get into a level 20 dungeon. I'm like heal,
Yeah.
dot, damage, heal, and that's
yeah,
it.
my main thing is like I was so tempted to get into it, but like I don't know anyone that plays it. And like I love RPG MMOs, but I don't like playing them by myself. No, I like questing
That's
by
fair.
myself. That's the one thing. Like general quests, because I feel like a lot of times when I'm playing with friends, like they just want to rush through everything. Oh, rush through, click. It's like no, I because
You need
I
to play
like
Final
the
Fantasy.
lore. I want to know.
No, you need to play Final Fantasy 14.
Okay, it's
not
like
even
I
joking.
like. It's like I understand. I just got to get like 20 bear pelts, but it's like, why am I getting 20 bear pelts? What do they need it for?
Yeah.
My thing that pisses me off with the 20 bear pelts
It's
is
like I don't care.
you don't have to kill 100 bears to get 20 bear pelts.
Yeah,
If you want me to
that-
kill 100 bears, tell me to kill 100 bears.
I said pelts. I said
Listen.
pelts, but I used the
Listen,
example of a
fucking
friend of mine. He's like, here's what I don't like about certain quests in WoW. You go to a thing, and they're like, we need 20 bear assholes, and it's like, you're
Yep.
like, okay, I'll
see
go
this
kill
develop.
some bears, and you have to kill 200 bears to get 20 bear assholes. Why does only 1 out of 10 bears
Yeah, that
have an
pisses me off
asshole?
too. It's bullshit.
Like,
I
so-
looked at them. They all got assholes. I fucking fingered every one of those motherfuckers.
So that's the whole point. Like this game is a Final Fantasy game first. So this is how I like to say it. Like if you've ever played any Final Fantasy game,
Is it
any
Final Fantasy
Fantasy
like
game,
turn-based style combat?
No, it's an MMO.
Oh, okay.
But so okay, every
So
single
real-time.
MMO. Some Final Fantasies are real time, some Final Fantasies are turn based, whatever. But if I could describe every single Final Fantasy, it is you go down a room or you go down a hallway, you fight things and you do stuff, and then you get some more story. And then you go down another hallway fighting things, and then you get some more story. Then you go down another hallway and you fight a boss, and then you get like a big piece of story. That is literally every Final Fantasy game distilled down to its like
okay,
barest
I'm
essence,
fine with
right?
that.
This is the same thing, but replace the hallways with basic MMO quests. So now it's, hey, go here and talk to this person, and then that unlocks the next cutscene. And then you go and talk to this person, which unlocks the next thing. And then you have to go run a dungeon, and that unlocks the next thing. And you just
Okay.
work your way up the story. Like all the dungeons are woven into the story. There's tons of cutscenes. It is story driven first. And I
So-
gotta
so-
say, like,
Well, so my thing with like MMOs like that, like I love playing them with friends because like then we get to go. I mean, like my friends like to rush through. So when I quest and level, I kind of like doing that solo. But when it
Mhm.
comes time to do dungeons and like bigger stuff, I like doing that with friends because like
Right.
I don't like pugging. Like you know the term pugging, right?
Yep.
so I don't like pugging it where it's like I'm just gonna go in solo and hope that I get into a group, and sometimes the group is like 4 other random people you don't know, and then sometimes it's like this is a group of 4 people that all know each other, and I'm the one person that is like the outlier.
Right.
And
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
I'm like gonna be this like they're probably all in a Discord talking to each other, and I'm like this guy that so like the expectations of my performance is probably higher than it should be, and therefore I feel like it's like I hate that level of like stress where it's like if I fuck something up, they're all gonna be like, oh, this fucking goddamn hunter, like blah, blah, blah. It's like I don't like dealing with that shit. It's like it's a fucking video game. I fuck up, you fuck up,
Yeah.
doesn't matter because when other people fuck up, I don't care. But I feel like when I get in groups where it's an organized thing, they're all like, trying hard. If I fuck up, they're all like pissed. Sometimes you're in a
That
group,
is-
it's like it's fine.
that is
They're like,
literally
oh,
against
no
the
worries,
rules.
don't matter, man. We wiped. It's cool. We'll just res. We'll do it again. Try. It's like
Yeah.
some groups are great. It's like it's fun, and then other groups you get in, you're like you hate it because
Yep.
they're all
I have
fucking
never-
assholes.
I have
So-
never had a bad group in Final Fantasy 14.
Okay,
And part
cool.
of the reason why is because literally being toxic is a bannable offense.
Really.
Yes.
Okay.
If
I
somebody
like
talks
that.
shit to you, that you could actually report them. That might not
Oh,
necessarily
no.
get them banned just for that, but it literally is like it is reportable if somebody is an asshole to you when they're trying to correct you. It is not reportable if you fuck up your rotation. Like
Okay.
that's the difference. Like,
Okay,
it is
I
not
like
even
that.
joking.
I the other funny thing is apparently my phone thought I asked Google Assistant for help, and so half of our conversation got searched for on the web.
So there's
it
an
was like
interesting
it was like a 500-word search.
there's a piece
it
to this
still
that
found
makes
some
it make
result.
sense, which is that so as I said, the dungeons are part of the story, right?
Great.
So there's actually a pretty okay cutscene at the very beginning and end of every single dungeon, which a lot of the people that are doing the dungeons multiple times, they don't care. But there's usually somebody who it's their first time that's doing the dungeon. So the way it works is you are going through your quest and you now need to run this specific dungeon. So you go to the dungeon finder